This broadcast is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? Visit GoCurrency.com. Faith Regional Health Services. When you need exemplary care, have faith. And by Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose. Find out more at LibertyFirstCU.com.
Midsummer baseball on News Channel Nebraska, as tonight from J.J. Isaacson Field at Seymour Smith Park in Omaha, the Omaha Black Sox get ready to go to battle with the Omaha Haymakers in another edition of Corn Belt League Baseball on NCN. My name is Jake Bartecki. Seated to my right here at our NCN broadcast booth, as always, is Andy Klassen. Andy, we got a little midsummer baseball action. Two teams, both below 500, both looking to try and make a late season charge here in Omaha.
Yeah, and both coming off a loss for their last game, but in two very different ways. The Black Sox just played moments ago, kind of playing a doubleheader, but they lost to the Red Raiders 9-2. And I tell you what, Novotny, their starting pitcher, he had 4 strikeouts in 5 innings of work. It was just once the Red Raiders were able to get in that bullpen, they piled up those 9 runs pretty quickly. Haymakers, they've been off since Monday due to some of those, violent summer storms. Had a lot of power outages in Omaha and the surrounding area past couple of days. So they haven't played since Monday, where they dropped a game 6-3 to the Crop Dusters. So both of these offenses kind of struggling a little bit, only posting 3 and 2 runs respectively their last outings.
Yeah, so you mentioned that. It's a little bit of a transition here. So one team comes in on rest, but that can also lead, a lot of rest can lead to a lot of rustiness when you're off for that long. But, we're talking 89 degrees here at first pitch. The Black Sox getting ready to play 14 innings, the second half of that. So both teams kind of have different situations coming in.
It's really going to be interesting to see how these two teams respond. As you mentioned, their Haymakers have been off since Monday. Black Sox are coming off basically a doubleheader type scenario where they played the previous game right here at J.J. Isaacson Field. Is the rust going to be a problem for the Haymakers, or are the Black Sox going to be a little tired playing 2 games in a row here in the mid to upper 80s?
Trevor Storer will take the mound. He is second in the Black Sox in innings pitched with over 20 this season. Logan Anderson will do the honors for the Haymakers. Corn Belt League Baseball coming up on NCN.
The pregame show is sponsored by Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Our starting lineup's brought to you in part by Certified Piedmontese Beef, and there you see the starting pitcher for the Omaha Haymakers, Andy Klassen. That is Logan Anderson, 1-2, 3.82 ERA, 15 walks, 26 strikeouts, 25 2/3. He's almost doubled up that strikeout to walk ratio.
Yeah, he really wants to work on those, cutting down on those walks. I like his velocity and what he can bring to the table here, but it's all about location. He's going to have to find the strike zone early here if he wants to have success against these Black Sox hitters.
Here's how Vern Hasty's going to line them up. The Black Sox will start with Caven Steenbach as the leadoff hitter at DH. Batting second, Luke Saxton, the shortstop. Third is Dylan Fuller, the left fielder. Cleanup extra hitter is Jackson Yeager. Batting fifth, the center fielder Nick DeMonte. Batting sixth is Dane Mediger, the second baseman. 7, 8, 9. Hydronic Tyler Dunham, and 9 is Caleb Horner. Batting 10th is Gordy Nuno. First pitch is coming here. Logan Anderson winds and deals to the DH Steinbach out of Newman College, and we are underway with the ball inside.
Yeah, and a lot of times you see that DH, he's batting third or fourth or fifth in the lineup. But here where you have that extra hitter due to the rules and the setup of the Corn Belt League, you can actually put a guy at leadoff, a guy that's good at getting on base, while you still have that extra hitter that you can put in that 4-hole.
Steinbach makes contact on the 1-0 pitch, fouls it off right side. Steinbach this season, and he's hitting the ball well, 415. He's go along with 7 stolen bases. Just 4 driven in, but 5 extra base hits. He's doing what a leadoff hitter normally does.
You're exactly right, and you love that speed out on the base path. So get on base. Good things can happen if Steinbach can reach first.
And that's, obviously less RBIs because he's getting himself on base. He's
Yeah.
got a high on base percentage as well.
And that's one of those key stats that, scouts that know what they're looking for, that's one of them that they are looking for.
2-1 ball in the dirt makes it 3 balls, 1 strike to Steinbach. 84 degrees and sunny here in Omaha as we get this one started. Just after 7 o'clock, wind blowing at about 5 miles an hour straight away to center field. 410 to straightaway center, 325 down the pole and left and right. 3-2, that is strike 3, so that's the first strikeout of the ball game for Logan Anderson, and strikeout number 27 on the year. Beautiful fastball high in the zone.
Really was, and tip your cap to Mitchell Clay there, the catcher from Midland University, holding on because that was a foul tip, and it was going up and away from Clay. He was able to get his leather on it and hold on for that strikeout.
So 1 away, and it brings up Luke Saxton, the shortstop out of Ellsworth Community College, and he hits one deep down the right field line, but foul out of play.
You're seeing right away Logan Anderson, that velocity. His fastball is ahead of the batters right now.
It's what he rang up Steinbach on for the first out of the ball game. It's ahead 0-1 to Saxton here.
Kind of a compact windup there, not much of a high leg kick. Almost looks like he's pitching from the stretch.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. The 1-1. And a half swing there by Saxton, but he gets a piece of it, fouls it back. So ahead in the count now is Anderson. 1 ball, 2 strikes, already a strikeout so far. So, Andy, we've seen a couple of high fastballs, and that's what he's getting guys to chase. What does he throw here on 1-2?
I go high outside fastball. Ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
Absolutely. We'll see what he throws here on 1-2, looking for the second out of the inning. That's a ball in the dirt.
I still like that. Low and outside fastball, that's okay. That's the beauty of getting ahead in the count. You have options as a pitcher. If you wanted to try his changeup or curveball, I'd have been fine with it in that spot.
Payoff pitch. Check swing, and did he go? Appeal down to first. He did not. And for the first time tonight, the count runs full at 3-2.
I think the catcher Clay and Anderson was looking at the umpire like, well, even if he didn't go, that could have been a strike. Awfully close.
We'll see how that transpires through the rest of the ball game. That tight strike zone, 3-2 pitch.
Whoa.
Upstairs, and after so much command through the first batter and a half, a wild pitch leads to ball 4 and a walk, and the first base runner for the Black Sox.
Yeah, and Saxton's fortunate there. He didn't get his bat down. The ball just whizzed right by it. If that would have been a foul ball, you would have had Anderson with new life there. He would have got to try to make amends and get one across the plate.
That brings up Dylan Fuller, the big lefty batter, left-hand thrower out of San Joaquin Delta. 1 on, 1 out. The San Joaquin product here in the top of the first.
First lefty that Anderson's going to face here.
Stays with the fastball. This is a grounder hit towards second. Alisti flips on to first, gets the out, but moving over to second is Saxton. So it'll go down as a sacrifice ground out or a fielder's choice. And there's runners on second with 2 away.
Yeah, Jake made the right decision there. Jake Elstey, the second baseman, had to charge in on it. Looked like that grass really gobbled up the ball there. Had to charge the whole way and just flipping it to first base rather than trying to overrun something and, contort your body across to get it back to second base. Just take the for sure out, get those 2 outs here in the top of the first.
So it's up to cleanup hitter Jackson Yeager, playing as the extra hitter tonight out of McCook Community College to continue the inning. So from a lefty batter back to the righties here for the Black Sox. Healthy lead over at second base for Luke Saxton. Wind and deal, chop foul.
Yeager was sitting on that fastball, turned on it pretty good.
Saxton with 4 stolen bases this year, but he has not stolen third, nor has he attempted to steal third yet this year. Check over to second. And the 0-1. That one fouled off the netting straight back. So ahead now is Anderson at 0-2, looking to get out of the jam.
And this is where Anderson, he's been able to get ahead of some of these batters early on here. It's just, you saw that last time with that walk, just kind of losing command later in the at-bats.
On 0-2, that one chopped foul, half swing, poked down the first base line.
And that had some movement on it as well. That's a good time to try your changeup, your curveball, and you get up 0-2.
So, Andy, I know you were here over the 4th of July. What did you think of that military game and the corn eating contest? I saw you participated.
I participated in the All-Star game last year and the year before. And then Kalen dared us, so of course I had to take him up on that. And
yeah, you can't back away from a Kalen Devin dare.
No way.
0-2, ball in the dirt, check swing, the throw down to first. A 2-strikeout inning for Logan Anderson, and the Black Sox strand one on second. Haymakers coming to bat.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure. We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Let's get a look, Andy Klassen, at tonight's starting pitcher for the Black Sox. Trevor Story's the second leading pitcher on the team in innings thrown with 20 2/3 in that span, 2-1, 3.76 ERA, 18 strikeouts, 10 walks. Similar numbers to his counterpart, Logan Anderson.
Yeah, another strong arm coming out of Northeast Community College. We see so many great players from that community college out of Norfolk, Nebraska. Trevor Story's just another one in that line. Once again, he's going to have to focus in on location, try to really limit those walks. You had Logan Anderson in the top of the first have 2 strikeouts to 1 walk. You can bet Trevor Story would like to match that here in the bottom of the first.
Well, here's who will have to go up against. Alec Villanueva will lead off. He plays third base. He and his teammate Jason Bishop, both out of Midland. Bishop batting second. He's behind the plate tonight. Isaac Shermill will be the third hitter in the lineup. He's playing shortstop. Blake Peabody over at first base in the cleanup spot, batting fifth. David Swanson, the designated hitter from the University of Sioux Falls. Also out of the University of Sioux Falls, extra hitter Dane Small, who bats sixth. 7, 8, 9. Jake Alisti, second baseman out of Itasca. Braden Schmeckpepper batting 8th. He's in right field. Cade Reeser batting 9th in left field. And Mitchell Clay bats 10th in center field. Alec Villanueva against Mr. Trevor Storer to get us started in the bottom of the first. If you're just joining us, top of the first, no runs, no hits, one stranded by the Black Sox.
Pretty fitting. You have Villanueva and Bishop, 1-2 hitters here, both out of Midland University. Clay's also out of Midland, and one of the youngsters that came to the game early was wearing a Midland baseball cap, and hey, that's pretty fitting. I bet I know who he's here to see.
Yeah, a lot of Midland players in this game. Just in the starting lineups, we've got 5 total out of the college up there in Fremont. First pitch upstairs.
A little high inside that time for Storer.
High fastball's been a popular choice so far for both pitches. Obviously, we're just 2 pitches in here for Trevor Storer, but a lot of high fastballs thrown by Logan Anderson. So from high fastball to low breaking ball, and he gets a swinging strike, 2-1.
Yeah, I really like that movement, how it works across the plate. Really leaves those right-handed batters kind of swinging through that ball.
2-1. Villanueva tried to turn into it, couldn't commit, takes a strike, and the count evens at 2. So from the hitter's count to a payoff pitch here in the first inning, still no score. Only base runner was Luke Saxton for the Black Sox, who got on with a walk. Grounder hit towards third. Dunham is up with it, and it's ruled foul, so we'll do it again on 3-2.
Those are 3 fantastically executed pitches in a row from Storer. He had the breaking ball.
Well, what do we have here, Andy? Did they say that was a fair ball? We're going to see it on our Bank of the Valley replay. I think they called this a fair ball.
Yeah, Villanueva can't believe it. He didn't even attempt to go. Head coach Hosey's going to come out and have words with the umpire. Regardless, as I mentioned, Trevor Storer executed 3 fabulous pitches in a row. Now we're going to have the first base umpire come in and explain his case to head coach Hosey here. Oh, no.
We've got an ejection. Not an ideal situation, and here comes Vern Hasty out of the Omaha Black Sox dugout as well. We'll see if he's trying to diffuse the situation or what here. Dwayne Hosey's coming in now from third base. I believe that was one of his assistants who got thrown out.
You're exactly right.
Dwayne Hosey kind of just stood there and watched the play develop.
As Zach Young.
He comes in as well.
Yeah, they're both wearing the bucket hats. Kind of threw me off there. I knew Hosey wore that bucket hat. Yeah, so I believe that was Zach Young that actually got tossed.
Yeah. Well, an unusual start to the bottom of the first, I guess you would say.
You could just chalk it up to a lazy ground out to third base.
You could chalk it up that way as well. But it's not every day a lazy ground ball to third base, as we see here, leads to a ejection. So it fouled off the plate, which is probably what Villanueva led to thinking it was a foul ball, but then it also drifted down the line heading towards third.
Yeah, there's a couple different places here where you can place blame. You always got to hustle that out and give a lot of credit to third baseman Tyler Dunham from, once again, a Midland University guy, completing the play and throwing it over to first base. It doesn't hurt. It put the pressure on the umpires, and they did end up calling it out. Umpires are trying to tell Mr. Young, hey, you got tossed. Get out of the dugout.
And with that, tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by United Healthcare. Tune in to NCN for the Huskers Coaches Show, brought to you by United Healthcare. So the ejection was to Carl Bray, assistant coach Carl Bray.
Too many bucket hats over there.
Yeah, too many bucket hats. It was tough to tell.
And he's also a coach that was not listed on my roster here.
Fouled off straight back, and it is 0-1 to Jason Bishop, the starting catcher out of Midland. So after all that, 1 away here in the bottom of the first. The 0-1. Check swing, and they say outside either way, so a ball and a strike.
Yeah, that breaking ball doesn't always drop here for Storer early on.
1 ball, 1 strike. This one hit in the air towards left field. Fuller is over there, and that one is down for a hit. Good piece of hitting there, Andy. Fat part of the plate.
Really was. Just dropped it right in front of Fuller, the left fielder. Dillon didn't get a real good jump on it. Even if he had, I don't know if he would have got there in time.
Our first inning is brought to you in part by YouSave Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all of our customers. So 1 on and 1 away. And Kirtland comes in to courtesy run for the catcher Bishop at first base. And that brings up Isaac Sherrill, the shortstop out of Northeastern Junior College.
Big kid, big shortstop. Oh, got him.
There's Kirtland taking off for second, but he's gunned down. Nudo behind the plate with a dart of a throw, and there are 2 away.
Boy, that almost felt scripted there from the Black Sox, like head coach Vern Hasty had something kind of ready to go there. Where Storer with a quick delivery, and then right up with it, the catcher zipping it down to first base, perfectly placed right at the foot of the sliding runner trying to take second.
Yeah, 5 stolen bases on the year for Ben Kirkland, but he is gunned out by quite a bit there as well.
Yeah, Gordy Nuno out of Iowa Western Community College with the hoser behind the plate.
You can say that again. 1 and 2 after a beautiful breaking ball thrown in by Trevor Storer. He can now get out of the inning. The 1-2. Chopper off the plate, and that one clearly foul as the home plate umpire makes sure everybody knows that that was a foul ball.
He emphatically called for a foul ball there, and everyone kind of looked at each other like, yep, got that one right.
1 ball and 2 strikes remains the count. You got to do that. Got to make sure everybody can hear it, too. You wonder if that was part of the confusion there, if no one could hear the call.
You know, there was a moment where both umpires were kind of looking at each other, and I'm not so sure that you had one calling it fair and one calling it foul to kind of, like you said, add to the confusion.
Right. Well, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Grounder hit towards second. Mediger is up with it. The throw to Heidenreich at first, and that ends the inning. A base hit by Jason Bishop, but Ben Kirkland caught stealing, and the bases are left empty by the Haymakers in the first. We'll head to the second on NCN.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
We feel it at the grocery store, when we pay our cable bill, or purchase our favorite coffee. Costs are on the rise. That's not true with electricity. For the past 10 years, customers in communities served by Nebraska Public Power District have enjoyed no annual overall rate increases. So, considering how electricity powers our everyday, it remains a great value. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
Nick DeMonte, Dane Mediger, and Cody Heidenreich getting ready to go to the plate here against that man right there, Logan Anderson, who already has 2 strikeouts to his credit, no score, as we welcome you back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Good first inning for Anderson.
You know, it really was, and it was his fastball that was the difference. Let's see if he can keep that velocity up, stay ahead of these Black Sox bats.
York University, Northeast Community College, and Nebraska Wesleyan all represented here in the batters due up for the Black Sox, and that starts with center fielder Nick DeMonte as he gets ready to see the first pitch here from Anderson, batting .270 on the year. First pitch, fastball for a strike, 0-1. Numbers on DeMonte, .270, 4 stolen bases. He's walked 9 times, has 4 RBIs and a double. One lifted down the right field line, hit pretty well, but foul, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, fouled it off to the right, so that once again shows you that Logan Anderson is staying ahead of these batters with this fastball.
We'll see if he goes back to the fastball here, looking for a 3-pitch strikeout to start the second inning. Long look in, and then time called by DeMonte at the plate.
Little gamesmanship there. Logan Anderson took a little longer than usual up on the mound, and then DeMonte waited till the very last second to call for time.
The 0-2. This one lifted foul, and it just gets into the seats to our right here. The count will remain 0-2. Bishop wanted to take a look at it. Well out of play.
You watch the Savannah Bananas at all?
I've seen the stuff on TikTok and social media, but I don't know.
They just had a game where at the bottom of the ninth inning, if the last out, if a fan catches a foul ball, it's an out, and that's how they walked it off. A fan helped them out.
There you go. That's a fun rule. Everybody cheers when a fan catches a ball in the stands. 1 and 2, that one low and away.
Should we ask Commissioner of the League, Joe Siwa, if we can implement some of these fun rules?
He shook his head at you as he's sitting up here in the press box with us. The 1-2, this one ripped into left field, and that is the first hit of the ball game for the Black Sox. DeMonte adding 270 coming in, but he's been really good as of late, and he contributes there in the second.
Fine piece of hitting right there. Just finding one that he could drive in between third and shortstop. Didn't try to overpower it, Jake. Just, like you said, put a really solid, good swing on a fastball.
So that brings up Dane Mediger, second baseman out of Northeast Community College. He also is batting 270.
Ouch.
4 RBIs and a double, and now he is hit by a pitch for now the 4th time this season. That's a lot of getting hit at the plate.
Dane made a fine play at second base there, scooping up a grounder. Another kid out of Northeast Community College.
So that puts the first 2 men aboard. A single and a hit by pitch are the last 2 results of pitches thrown by Logan Anderson, and now it's up to Nebraska Wesleyan's Cody Heidernight to try and drive in our first run. Long look in, and time called by Anderson at the mound. First time anybody's had 2 runners on the base paths tonight. No runs, a hit, no errors for both the Haymakers and the Black Sox, and they both stranded a runner as well. The 0-1, bunt shown and pulled a little back.
Kind of like that call right there from head coach Fern Hasty of the Black Sox. You look at Heidernight, he's a big kid, powerful batter up there, but it's all about generating runs, especially in these early innings, getting a couple across to help your pitching staff. So take your big batter here. If he can turn around and lay down a bunt, that advances everybody 90 feet.
He lays off another, so he'll take that as well, because a bases loaded situation with nobody out almost guarantees some sort of a run.
You would think.
You would think, but some teams figure out ways. You're absolutely right. The 2-0 bunt showed down, and he swung at it. It was caught, and now the throw down to second is in time, so 2-1.
That's Jason Bishop, the catcher, came up throwing.
And if Bishop lets that get away, it advances the runners.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So a little bit of a risk there going for that reward.
2 balls, 1 strike. And this one hit towards the gap in right center fairly deep, and this will drop to the side of Schmeckpepper. A run will score. The throw to the plate is off the mark. Coming around to score is DeMonte, so the leadoff single leads to a run. RBI for Cody Heidernight, and there's runners on the corners, nobody out. Most importantly for the Black Sox, it's a 1-0 lead.
Heidernight did a really nice job staying down and in on that ball and just taking it to right field. Knew if nothing else was going to advance the runners 90 feet, but he found the gap, and that was good for an RBI.
And he stands on first base with a base knock to go along with a run driven in, and that is just his second run driven in this season. And it gives the Black Sox their first lead as Tyler Dunham steps in. Both of these teams, Andy, below 500. We talked about the Black Sox, 7-10, lost earlier today. That was their 10th loss of the year, and that one coming to the Red Raiders, 9-2. The Haymakers, 6-10. So both of these teams trying to put something together here in the second half.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And the way that this Corn Belt League is matched up, there's kind of two championships. You have your regular season, then your tournament champion. So they're eyeballing seeding now for that tournament championship, and they want to, differentiate themselves and get out of the bottom quarter, bottom third of the pack, and get into that middle echelon to have a little bit easier of a bracket to navigate when it comes tournament time.
Right. Oh, a 3-0 becomes 4-0. 4 pitches nowhere near the strike zone for Logan Anderson. And now, for the first time tonight, bases loaded for either side.
Boy, and he's missed a few times now with that high inside on left-handed or right-handed batters, there, Jake.
And neither one of these teams with a stellar bullpen. Both bullpen ERAs, both pretty high for the Haymakers and the Black Sox. So you got to think maybe this game, the strategy was a race to get to the bullpen.
When you just mentioned how the Black Sox dropped the previous game this afternoon to the Red Raiders, the starting pitcher, Navani, did a really nice job, gave him 5 strong innings. It was once the Red Raiders were able to get into that bullpen of the Black Sox where they had troubles.
Right. And it puts the pressure on your offense to try and score more runs early and give your pitcher that run support, especially when you don't have a bullpen.
Takes a little bit of the pressure off for sure.
First pitch to Caleb Horner is low in the zone. Both Dunham, who stands on first, and Horner at the plate, Midland Products.
There it is.
One in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Got the corner. Got the call.
So Anderson had 2 strikeouts in the first 4 batters he's faced, and the first 4 batters he's faced here in the second have all gotten aboard or scored. That's why it's a 1-0 lead for the Black Sox. 0-2.
Breaking ball staying well off the plate once again for Anderson.
1 ball, 2 strikes now to Caleb Horner. 233 on the year. Just 2 RBIs. His only extra base hit is a double. And that one is in the dirt. Good block behind the plate by Bishop. Might have saved a run.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Bishop did a fantastic job moving his feet, getting his glove on the ground, and keeping everything in front.
2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, no one out. The pitch just off the outside part of the plate, says the home plate umpire, and the count runs full at 3-2.
And Anderson kind of looked at the umpire there, and he reiterated it's just off the plate.
3-2.
Ooh.
Inside, and that'll go down as an RBI walk. So Mediger trots home from third, making his way to first, Caleb Horner, and it is a 2-0 Black Sox lead.
Horner, another one of these Midland Warriors, Midland University Warriors, get an RBI, run batted in the easy way.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Not much work, just got to have the good eye, right, Andy?
Yeah, you be patient at the plate.
So that brings up Gordy Nuno, the 10-hole hitter, of course, in the Corn Belt League. Option to have 10 batters, and both the Black Sox and the Haymakers utilizing that option here tonight as Nuno lifts one foul.
And Nuno's already had a huge impact on this game, gunning down a pinch runner, trying to steal on the very first pitch that he was on board. Just perfect placement, low in front of second base. Easy tag, well in time.
And Ben Kirkland was the victim there, and somebody who already has 5 stolen bases on the year. 0-2. Nuno grounds this one to short, and this will score a run. They'll take the force out at second base, but coming home to score from third is Heiderenijk, and it is a 3-0 Black Sox lead. It's a good piece of hitting that scores a run.
It really was. It was good for an RBI unless the Haymakers were able to turn that double play. It would have had to been bang, bang, but Sherrill had that little bobble, the shortstop there, getting it to second, but was able to secure it and get the for sure out at second base.
Yeah, and so that puts Nuno aboard. Runners on the corners. And Dominic DeMauro comes in at first base for the catcher, Gordy Nuno. First pitch to Caben Steenbach outside. It's 1-0. This one hit towards center field. That's down for a base hit. That scores a run, and it is 4-0 Black Sox in this second inning. 4 runs across.
Yeah, and Steenbach, that was, the first hitter to come around and see starting pitcher Logan Anderson for the second time. And, boy, he was sitting on that fastball, and he was able to drive it right back up the alley. Good for that run. Batted in, and, boy, the Black Sox are starting to open it up here, up 4-0 now.
And you wonder if Dwayne Hosey wants to go out and have a conversation sooner rather than later with Logan Anderson. Still no action in either bullpen, so obviously he's content with leaving his starter in for a little bit longer, but still just 1 out here in the second inning.
Yeah, a little interesting, isn't it? Especially since the Haymakers have been off since Monday. You'd think everybody would be well rested, ready to go here this evening.
1-0 the count. Pitch to Saxton. In there for a strike, and it evens at 1. Our second inning brought to you in part by Faith Regional Physician Services. When hard work hits you hard, have faith. 4 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Black Sox. They are the road team, obviously batting here in the top of the second. No runs, a hit, no errors through a half an inning for the Haymakers. All 4 runs for the Black Sox right here in the second. Healthy lead at second for Dominic DeMauro, who pinch runs for the catcher, Nuno.
You're going to have timeout called by Saxton. He gets the timeout, which that might have been a little high. He might have caused himself
took a pitch away from
himself. Yeah, he took a ball away.
1-1. Well, he gets it back with a pitch low and away, and he's ahead 2-1 is Luke Saxton. 2-1, and Anderson wanted to throw it down to second, but nobody was there to guard the pickoff. That's close to a balk.
It was very close to a balk, and I'm kind of surprised he went back to it, but letting go of it, I mean, then you actually are throwing it to save yourself that call of being a balk, because you actually did deliver the ball to second. I don't know if maybe that was his thought process there.
A 2-1 in on the shoulder of Saxton, and Anderson has plunked his second batter of the inning. And the nightmarish second inning here for the Haymakers continues. Runners now on first, second, and third. So the bases are loaded here. 2 batters on after being hit.
Yeah, and that brings up your number 3, hitter, Dylan Fuller. So one of the better bats for the Black Sox. Power guy, and now you are going to have assistant coach, I believe that is Zach Young, make his way out to the mound and talk things over.
Yeah, we'll let them talk things over. We'll pause here on NCN. 4 runs across in the second inning for the Black Sox. They lead the Haymakers 4-0.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
No matter what your age, skill level, or position, your baseball season begins at the Strike Zone. Featuring state-of-the-art batting cages, group and private instruction, the Strike Zone provides athletes all the training and equipment you need to get your game to the next level. Give the gift of development to your baseball or softball player. Purchase your Strike Zone gift cards today. Baseball never ends at the Strike Zone.
Lefty Dylan Fuller swings at the first pitch and skies this one to left. Over there is Reeder. He makes the catch, but tagging up to score from third is DeMauro, and he will do just that, and it's 5-0.
Yeah, and you could say another fine piece of hitting by the left fielder for the Black Sox. Fuller just lifted one. He was looking to swing at the very first pitch, got the pitch he was looking for, was able to drive it just deep enough as Haymakers try and throw into third base, see if they can get a guy leaving a little early. That was not the case, as the umpire called him safe.
And Jackson Yeager comes in, and that is officially a bat-around inning for the Black Sox here in the second. And Andy, we were talking during the break, 10 hits earlier today in the 9-2 loss for the Black Sox to the Red Raiders, as that one's fouled off straight back. And you go back to a couple of days ago, 17 hits.
Yeah.
So 13 and a half hits per game, and that wasn't a base hit that we see here in our Bank of the Valley instant replay, but it was a quality piece of hitting, and it's just a perfect example.
That's a great way to put it. That was a quality at bat, quality piece of hitting, knew what his assignment was, and that's to get another runner across the home plate there. And a great way to do that is to go ahead and sky a fastball out into left field, deep into left field. And the replay there, fantastic job by our crew once again, gave you a really good look at it, that the Black Sox base runner did tag up. There was no play there to be had for the Haymakers, trying to throw it down to third and get him for taking off early.
Anderson gets a strike in there. He's ahead 0-2.
Whoa.
And nearly hits Yeager there. Luckily, it bounced before it got to that area, so it's 1-2.
Still ahead in the count, though. 1-2, as you mentioned. Good count for the pitcher to be in. 1-2-2, 2 outs.
A pitch away from getting out of the inning. Yeager 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He was one of 2 strikeout victims in the first inning, and this one bounces off the shin pad of Bishop. Bishop loses his footing as he runs towards the Black Sox dugout to pick that one up. Everybody advances, so now much different situation. A pass ball puts runners instead of on first and second, on second and third. Much more pressure on the pitcher here.
And Steenbach, he was looking. He rounded third, shorts or the DH for the Black Sox, leadoff hitter. He was looking to take home. Good job by Logan Anderson covering, though, coming off the mound.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 5 runs across on 3 hits here in the top of the second for the Black Sox. The 2-2. Popped up, coming right at us here in our press box area. I think it got right overhead. I didn't hear a plunk off the roof.
I didn't either, and so I hope I hope our broadcast truck's okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Didn't hear anything out that way. That would be the window to our left here. And we did get the all clear from the truck. A 2-2 on the upper part of the plate, called strike 3. So Yeager strikes out to end the inning, but not before a big crooked number put up in the top of the second by the Black Sox. 5 runs across. They lead big. We'll head to the bottom of the second on NCN.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
it wasn't, but this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. Jake Bartecki and Andy Classen. There you see it. 5-0. Black Sox leading the Haymakers after an inning and a half. And I don't know, Andy, if we would have believed you if you said that's what our scoreboard would look like heading into the bottom of the second. When the Black Sox in a 90-degree day had already played 7 innings.
Right, and we asked that question at the top of the broadcast. There's 2 ways to look at it. Would the Haymakers be a little rusty? Would the Black Sox be a little tired? I think what has transpired, what has happened is the Black Sox started to get their bats going earlier today, and they brought that momentum here to their second half of the 2-game series here on Thursday.
Blake Peabody makes his way to the plate. as he is still looking for his first hit of the season.
Excellent
He takes
pitch.
a strike on the lower part of the plate. Great pitch, as Andy Klassen just said.
Yeah, Trevor Storr, young man that pitches for Northeast Community College. Just excellent command.
The
There it
0-1 called a strike by the home plate umpire, and it's 0-2. And
Peabody's.
Dwayne Hosey is not happy, and he's making the slow walk in from third base, halfway down the line.
Umpire's not even looking
He's not
over
even turning his head, yeah.
And Peabody there, the way he kind of, his body language I felt was off. You know, the umpires don't really appreciate that.
The 0-2 lifted foul, so that is a strike, except it's not counted because the count was 0-2.
And that was pretty high. You could tell Peabody was taking an aggressive swing at it there, looking to drive that high fastball that was well out of the zone.
0-2. Catcher calls for one outside, but eats a little bit of the plate. Peabody fights one off, and it's 0-2.
And Peabody's in total defense mode here, down 0-2 in the count.
Just one hit on the scoreboard for the Haymakers in the first. That was Jason Bishop, a single to left. And he was pinch run for by Ben Kirkland, who was gunned down by Grady Nuno behind the plate as the second out of the inning. So just 3 came to the plate for the Haymakers in their half of the first, as this one's lifted foul. And we'll do it again on 0-2.
You got to appreciate Blake Peabody making the adjustment, staying alive, fouling a couple of balls off here to stay in the box.
And Tyler Dunham trying to make a play on that one.
Yeah.
Storer looking for his first strikeout of the ball game. His counterpart, Logan Anderson, has 3. The 0-2, and now Trevor Storer has 1 as he sets down Peabody on a pitch outside of the zone, and there's 1 gone.
Storer really wanted that one. Excellent job, just, keeping his foot on the gas, really forcing Blake Peabody to protect, because everything was around or over the plate.
So 1 away here in the bottom of the second. David Swanson comes in, looks at one just high and inside, 1-0. Swanson, the designated hitter out of the University of Sioux Falls this season, batting .280 as he rips one through the right side of the infield, finds the hole, and that's hit number 2 on the scoreboard for the Haymakers.
Yeah, Storer tried to work that inside fastball. That's exactly how he started Peabody off. Swanson was able to take that pitch, as you mentioned, because it was just off the plate, then came right back and punched one through the infield. Kind of a wide hole there between second and first base.
So now that brings up Dane Small. Was not supposed to be a starter tonight. He was a late addition to the starting lineup, and he also is out of the University of Sioux Falls. As back safely is Swanson over at first. 1 on, 1 out. Blake Peabody makes up that only out of the inning, and that was the first strikeout of the game for Storer.
Good looking pitch once again, just dropping him right in the bucket right now. Trevor Storer staying hot up there on the mound.
It's 0-1 the count. Again, Storer comes into this one with 18 strikeouts on the year. His next will be strikeout number 20. Now up to 21 and a third innings pitched. 21 and a third, innings pitched. Had to do my math there.
Almost averaging a strikeout per inning. You got to like that.
Yep. Heading down to second is Swanson. The throw on the bounce. It's secured by Mediger over at second. And for the second time tonight, how about Grady Nuno? He guns down another one.
Yeah, young man out of Iowa Western Community College, just right across the river here from Omaha. I tell you what, the Haymakers better get the memo. No one's stealing on Nuno here tonight.
Yeah, this is a team in the Haymakers that definitely likes to be aggressive on the base paths, but it sort of seems that Vern Hasty and obviously Grady Nuno knew that coming in.
You're exactly right. They're onto something here. And another perfectly placed ball, as you mentioned, off the bounce, but right where it needed to be.
Ground ball to Mediger. He charges and throws, and the only base hit of the inning results in the same way it did in the first, a caught stealing and a ground out to second to follow. We'll head to the third. It is still a 5-0 Black Sox lead.
It all started long ago, with cattle in mind, and it's still the major focus today of Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment and your friends at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville. They want to provide you with the best equipment. That's why they sell Powder River. It truly does stand the test of time. Powder River is a name you can trust. From cattle handling systems to gates and feeders, Powder River makes equipment for life. Come see for yourself at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're here at the grill, waiting for the flip.
He has a great hot lie here on the grill. Looks like he is going with the tongs here, Jim. A great choice.
Timing is everything.
Nailed it!
A flip for the ages.
What a flip. Perfect marks. I'd take a slice out of that one.
Certified Piedmontese. Real Nebraska beef. So tender and dripping in flavor, you won't believe a steak this good can be shipped right to your front door.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. 5 runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Black Sox. All 5 of those runs coming in the top of the second. No runs, 2 hits, 1 in each inning for the Omaha Haymakers as we get ready for the top of the third. Nick DeMonte, Dane Mediger, and Cody Heidernick getting ready to go to the plate. And that's the same 3 that were due up in the top of the second. That's because the Black Sox batted around on Logan Anderson. We also welcome into the broadcast booth Commissioner of the Corn Belt League, Mr. Joe Siva. Joe, good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me on.
You betcha. So, lots going on. I mean, obviously you're getting towards the back end of your season here, but lots going on coming up for the Corn Belt League.
Yeah, there is. You know, we're excited where we're at right now with the season and how it's going and the competition level out there, and we can see the kids developing day in, day out, coming out to the ballpark and improving as ball players, and that's what the league was built for.
Yep. DeMonte swings through another fastball. He's behind 0-2. He started that big rally in the second for the Black Sox with a single to left. He came around to score as well, so he's 1 for 1 on the evening thus far. I know one thing, Joe, you wanted to talk about was something that I am interested in, absolutely, as a golfer. You guys have your charity golf tournament coming up at the end of August.
Yeah, we do. We're going to be having it August 26th over at Dodge Riverside. We're excited to put this event on. It's a fundraiser for the league and a chance for us to grow it for the 2024 season. So we're looking to have a fun night away from the baseball field and carrying the sticks in our hands and seeing what we can do on the course.
Yeah, absolutely. This one lifted to center field. Clay is over and puts it away for out number 1 here in the third. So, Joe, I mean, talk a bit about what that tournament benefits. Obviously, you talk about it benefits the league, but what in specific?
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's a 2-man scramble that we do, and it's fun competition out there, but it's an opportunity to get our sponsors, our advertisers together, our host families that are helping us out with our out-of-state players, and just a chance for people that love baseball and want to see something grow in Omaha, and that's the reason we put this on, and hopefully we can build the program even more next year and add some new things.
Sure. Dane Mediger swings at the first pitch, gets a single to left field. So that's obviously a cool tournament. I know Andy and I were talking. We might try and get out there and join you guys for that one. Great course, great cause. Believe you also, in addition to the tournament, have some things you're going to do to honor some of the host families, which obviously is a big part of the Corn Belt League. And, you know, one of the signature aspects that these guys can live right near the park in Omaha.
Yeah, you know, just like every business and every corporation, they listen to their customers, and these players are a very important part of what we want to do. And we put out a survey every year on how we can make the league better for them and everyone involved. And one of the things we wanted to do this year was an end-of-the-season banquet. We wrap up our league championship on the 25th of July. 26th, we're going to have a get-together for that championship team, all our coaches, fans, sponsors, and, of course, the host families, which are a big part of what we're trying to grow. And that's bringing more out-of-state players in and make them a part of Omaha. 1
ball, 1 strike. The count here to Cody Heidernick, who's got an RBI and some trouble there. The flip there is in time, so it's just going to go down as a fielder's choice as Mediger moves over to second. out at first is Heiderreich. So 2 gone here with runner on second.
I think I put a little too much water on the field in between games there.
Had somebody slipping around. Blame it on the rain. Here, we'll see it on our Bank of the Valley instant replay. I think it was the rain. Yeah. It was the recent rain. So a runner moves over to second. Mediger is there in scoring position as we've got 2 gone here in the third. How are things going at the strike zone?
Things are going really well. What's nice is that these kids are taking advantage of that part of their workouts. They're coming in, using the academy, training, doing their daily work. They're doing that with the youth players in Omaha and the players that are coming in, and they're developing. And it's just neat to see that bonding of just baseball people.
Yeah, I need to get over and check that place out.
Yeah, we'd love to have you come and hit one of the cages and challenge you a little bit.
I would do it. The last time I pitched was when I was calling a couple of high school games. A couple of the guys brought me down. Didn't go as well, so you might have to give me a little instruction, at least on that side. But I think I could rip a few. I think I could still make contact.
Well, we would love to have you see the place and what it's all about. And that's really giving kids this place to come and be with their parents, or just come in and just use the facility and understand that this game is a grind. You learn the right fundamentals, and you just keep plucking away day in, day out.
Yeah. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here to Tyler Dunham. So going back to the golf tournament, August 26th over in Council Bluffs. All the proceeds going to the Corn Belt League and helping out. It's all for a good cause.
Yeah, it's going to help us grow next year, and we're going to try to throw in a new twist. We're hoping that we can get some fast-pitch softballs going and possibly build a collegiate summer Corn Belt League here in Omaha for the girls as well.
Cool.
So that's our next step, and that fundraiser will help in that effort as well.
Great. Joe, always great to have you on, my friend. That is Joe Siwa, Commissioner of the Corn Belt League. Runner stranded at second by the Black Sox. They still lead at 5-0 on NCN.
At Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN, listening to you to create an individualized healthcare plan that fits your needs and preferences is our top priority. Whether you need an annual checkup, specialized gynecology care, or pregnancy management, we partner with you to provide expert care using advanced practices, technology, and techniques. Faith Regional Physician Services OBGYN. Care on your terms is the Faith difference.
From the moment you realized you needed ongoing care, to the long conversations with loved ones, and the scare of having to leave the home you've lived in for so many years, to the moment you realized you didn't have to meeting your caregiver for the first time, and those initial fears turning into new friendships, to the moment you felt more supported than you have in a really long time.
Thank you.
We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Jack Alitzty comes to the plate as Alitzty, Schmeckpepper, and Reesert do up here for the Haymakers. A big thanks to Joe Siwa for everything he does for the Corn Belt League and for coming on the broadcast. You know, Andy, that tournament definitely has my ear. It's all for a good cause, and it's a great course.
Well, and if I was on the other half of your 2-man team, don't count on using too many of my strokes. I might leave you hanging a couple times.
Hey, that's what we're at. We go out there to have fun, right?
Right.
2-0 the count. Obviously, a better inning for Logan Anderson in that half.
Yeah, that's what you want to see as a coach, as a pitching coach. If a guy has a tough, inning or two, can he bounce back? And I really think that was the kind of the mindset there for head coach Hosey. Let the young man work out of a couple tough spots or work through a couple tough spots early in the game and bounce back. See if he can bounce back and figure it out. And that's another thing that this Corn Belt League offers to these young players, these collegiate baseball players, an opportunity to work through some of those messes.
Right. 3-1 the count now to Jack Alitzty, the Itasca Community College product, playing second base this evening. Stayed busy over there, and he's going to get on In his first trip to the plate, a single up the middle, third hit of the ball game. It's just one shy of where the Black Sox have been in this ball game, but the problems on the base path, caught stealing, has really come back to hurt the Haymakers.
Yeah, and it's another ground ball punched through the middle of the infield. Fine piece of hitting, but you haven't seen anything kind of elevated and driven deep into the outfield yet. And that's part of what Trevor Storer is doing from the mound. A lot of low, sinking, away from the batter type of pitches here.
And that brings up Braden Schmeckpepper, the right fielder. And he takes a ball outside. Our third inning is brought to you in part by a place that Joe Siwa and I just discussed a few moments ago. It's brought to you by Strike Zone. Train here, compete anywhere.
Another perk for all these ball players that are in the Corn Belt League.
Boy,
that's where they can, an indoor facility to, whether you have a rainy day like earlier this week in the greater Omaha area, you can still go and get in the cage or execute some pitches.
Stay fresh. Another steal attempt here. Did Nuno get another one? He says safe, and the umpire almost went into the out movement, but he calls him as safe.
We'll
see
take
it
a
on our
look at
replay
it.
Here, yep.
Oh, excellent job by Listy. He lost his hand, but his foot got on the bag before. He knew he was going to overslide, so he was able to kind of bend his body in a way that got that left leg before his left hand left the second base.
And let's see, does get a stolen base. Stolen base number 9 on the year, second on the team in that category. Ground ball hit towards shortstop. Saxton throws over to first, but moving up to third on the play is Elitzi. So 1 on, 1 out with a runner on third.
Boy, and Saxton, you saw the gun there, getting it off the one hop out of the grass, and he's able to play a little deep like that at that shortstop position because he does have that cannon of an arm.
Cade Reeser comes in for his first trip to the plate, 9-hole hitter. Plays left field tonight out of Dawson Community College. We'll see if he can drive in the first run, cut into this deficit. He swung for the fences there, but swings through a breaking ball, 0-1.
Yeah, so the Haymakers continue to roll the dice, even though they're down the game. But this inning, it appears to have paid off so far. At least he gets the stolen base and is able to advance to third. Only 1 out.
Another big hack with a no contact, and Reeser down 0-2. He's second on the team in strikeouts in the hitting category with 10 this year, batting just 176 with 3 hits. Pitch to Dawson Community College product. Reeser is swung on and missed. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. And just like that, 2 away, 1 pitch from being out of a jam here.
Yeah, Storer staying very aggressive, throwing everything over the plate. They're keeping the pressure on Reeser, as you mentioned, has been struggling at times this season from the plate.
Mitchell Clay comes in out of Midland, the center fielder, with a runner on third. Bats left-handed here. Mitchell Clay batting 154, pokes one to the right side. Great diving play by Manager. The throw is there. Hang a star on it. I think that one will be in our top plays later, Andy Klassen. Manager takes away a run and ends the inning.
At first glance, I thought he got him all the way, even though you are having words from the first base coach of the Haymakers to close out the inning.
They strand another, do the Haymakers, leaving Jake Alisti on third, and we will head to the fourth. Still 5-0 Black Sox.
At Farmers Pride, we are proud to work with agricultural producers, commercial businesses, and homeowners. As a farm supply and grain marketing cooperative, we are proud to serve the region's needs of grain, feed, agronomy, energy, and transportation for over 80 years. We help the farmers who feed the world by providing the people, products, and programs to deliver solutions for our customers' success. Farmers Pride, in the field, on your farm, in your community.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances.
Caleb Horner, Gordy Nuno, and Caben Steinbach, 9, 10, and 1 due up for Vern Hasty's Omaha Black Sox as they continue to hold on to that 5-0 lead, looking to build on it here. Bottom of the order, everybody got aboard when they first came to the plate, Andy. We'll see if they can replicate that against Anderson here.
Yeah, anytime you can bat around, good things are happening for your offense.
First pitch, chopper over the mound, charging in is Jack Alisti, and 1 pitch, 1 out as Horner grounds to second.
And that's exactly the start that Logan Anderson was looking for from the pitcher spot there. You know, 1 pitch, 1 out, as you mentioned. Alisti's made a couple really nice plays from second base.
That brings up Gordy Nuno out of Iowa Western, and he comes in with a fielder's choice. He grounded out, got aboard. Sacrificed an out for an RBI. It's one of 5 runners to score in that second inning, and he takes a pitch just on the outside part of the plate, 0-1.
But what Nuno's been able to do from behind the plate, this catcher position, ringing up 2 base runners early on, catching the Haymakers trying to steal a base.
Yeah, and he almost had a third right there.
It was right there.
Tag was just a little off. Throw was there. 1-1 the count as that one pops out of the glove of Bishop behind the plate. Logan Anderson winds and deals. This one popped foul, and it's 1-2.
Really starting to see those shadows cast across the infield. That's just one more thing for these hitters to deal with as the ball kind of starts in the shadow, leaves that shadow, goes right back into a shadow before it reaches home plate.
Yeah, you got the lights on around the facilities. Anderson comes set. 1-2. Hit towards foul ground. It's a long run for Braden Schmeckpepper, and he won't catch up to it.
He made a play on it, though. He was on his horse, and you're seeing Anderson starting to get back into that fastball. I'd love to see that, staying in front of some of these hitters for the Black Sox.
Gordy Nuno has fouled off the last 3 pitches.
I think he got in on the hands on that last occasion there.
That stings.
Yeah.
Anyone who's played baseball knows that feeling. Anderson, pitcher's mound, half in the shade, half in the sun. Just after 8 o'clock here in Omaha, grounder again hit towards Alisti at second. Over to first to Peabody. 2 groundouts to second, 2 away here in the 4th.
Another fine made by Alisti over there at second base. And you know, with the velocity that Logan Anderson's pitching with right now, dealing with right now, you're seeing a lot of those little grounders from these left-handed batters finding their way over to the right side of the infield.
So that brings up Caben Steinbach, already making his 3rd trip to the plate tonight. A strikeout and an RBI single in the first and second, and swings for the fences, swings through a fastball, 0-1.
Got the pitch he was looking for, just couldn't connect.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. The 0-1, upstairs, but, called a ball, 1-1. Close pitch again.
Yeah, right around the strike zone there, but we've seen it kind of tight from the umpires consistently throughout here.
1 ball, 1 strike. And that one is outside, 2-1. Ball popped out of the glove of Bishop again. Lucky nobody's on base because those are the type of plays that can let a team either run away with the game or get back into it.
You're exactly right. Teams are very opportunistic throughout the Corn Belt League as we have a little dribbler to third base.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough play for Alec Villanueva. The throw on the pick at first base. Peabody's able to make the play. A nice showing by the infield of the Haymakers, and that will end the inning. Andy, I think it's time for our weekly trivia.
It is time, and coming off another highlight there from Villanueva out of Midland Warrior, but it is time for the Nebraska Brewing Company's trivia question. So let's take a look at what we got here. This Omaha Central grad pitcher for the Creighton Blue Jays before bursting onto the major league scene as an ambidextrous pitcher. Who is he? Pat Venditti, Darren Ruff, or Keith Folk?
Do you want me to answer now?
Well, do you have a pretty good idea? Do you got to think it over? I know you're a White Sox fan, so one of those names looks pretty familiar to you.
Yes, but I do know who the answer is.
Okay, let us have it.
Pat Venditti. You know it because of the Pat Venditti rule, which is, I believe, you can't throw with your left hand or your right hand. One of our live events guys, Tyler, was telling me he had a custom glove made, so that's interesting.
Yeah, and what happened was I believe it was at AA or AAA, you had a switch hitter. So every time Pat would change onto the left or right-handed glove, he would switch to the side of the box, and it forced the umpires to make a rule where the hitter had to declare before the at-bat, are you batting right-handed or left-handed? And then Pat Venditti could kind of change things up and get the advantage throwing either right or left-handed.
All right, that's our trivia brought to you in part by Nebraska Brewing Company. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth on NCN.
Going to bring Villanueva right back up here, and I always loved that when I was a ball player. If I was able to make a play on the defensive side, especially a bang-bang kind of a highlight type play like Villanueva just did, and then getting right back in the batter's box as you see a big cut there, but you kind of try and ride that momentum. You do something good on defense, take that to the offense with you.
And you got the top of the order due up here, Villanueva, Bishop, and Sherrill. And all of them, except Bishop, grounded out. Bishop singled to left. The count now 1-1 to Villanueva, the third baseman out of Midland University.
You know, looking up and down these two rosters, we keep mentioning all these Midland Warriors, where there's 3 or 4 players on each squad here from Midland. So there's some extra bragging rights here at stake, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. And like we talked about it, I mean, 5 or 6 guys between these two teams, all from Midland.
Yeah, and you do see a lot of different squads that are kind of loaded up with, you know, Doane Tigers or Wayne State, you know, Wildcats up and down the roster for the Bombers, for example. And that really allows them to kind of build even more chemistry during the off season.
A 2-2. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, the throw down to first, and that is strikeout number 3 for Trevor Storr. Now matches Logan Anderson in that category, and there's one away here in the fourth.
I really like what Trevor Storr has brought to this game here. Young man that pitches for Northeast Community College. He's continuing to have really good command and executing the pitches that he's looking to make.
In the bottom of the fourth inning here, Jason Bishop comes in with one of the 3 hits picked up by the Haymakers today. Bishop with one. Swanson has one as well, and Jack Alisti singled up the middle. Bishop singled and then was pinch run for. Ben Kirkland did the honors there and was gunned down at second base. The 0-1 hit towards right.
Could be trouble.
Horner's able to track it down. Backhanded catch, leaning towards the wall, but it goes down as a line out to right.
Horner, obviously, well, another one of these guys from Midland thought he might have got something there or gave something to another Midland Warrior, Bishop, the catcher, but able to track that one down. It looked like it might have been able to get over his head there for a second.
So Isaac Sherrill comes up, grounded out to second to end the inning back in the first. First pitch to Sherrill on its way, and that one outside, 1-0. Our fourth inning brought to you in part by John Henry's, our family serving your family. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Sherrill. 1-2-3 inning for the Black Sox in the fourth as the Haymakers trying to avoid that same fate, but Trevor Storr in pretty good command here as this one's fouled off, 2-1.
Yeah, he really is. And it kind of felt like he was going to come back there. He hasn't been behind in too many at-bats, so down 2-0.
We won't have a 1-2-3 inning here. Sherrill lines one back up the middle. Another ground ball base hit that's just snuck past the part of the infield where there's nobody home, and it puts a runner on first with 2 away.
Yeah, Sherrill got ahead in the count, was able to stay down on one, and like you mentioned, just poked one right through the middle of the infield.
And back to the cleanup hitter go, and that's Blake Peabody, one of 3 strikeout victims, and he was the first of those 3 for Trevor Storr. First pitch high and outside, 1-0.
Peabody, a powerful batter here, first baseman for the Haymakers.
83 degrees at J.J. Isaacson Field. Just a few clouds. You're starting to see more of the field shaded. Pretty much all of the left side, the infield. Right field still pretty much in full sunshine. Halfway kind of down left and center.
Yeah, and that kind of looked like it might have gave Caleb Horner a little bit of trouble, that last fly ball he snagged.
Ground ball hit towards short. Tough play, but the throw is in time by Saxton, and that ends the inning. Another runner stranded by the Haymakers after the Sherrill base hit. We'll head to the 5th, 5-0 Black Sox.
The Heart and Vascular team at Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute has spent the last 22 years focused on providing the highest level of heart care possible. With over 24,000 patients seen in the last 2 years alone, we know cardiac care by heart. Today, we offer the most advanced practices and technology to patients in 11 local communities, ensuring easier access to cardiology services. With specialists focusing on heart failure, vascular diseases, thoracic surgery, abnormal heart rhythms, and general cardiology, you can count on our heart experts to collaborate to provide you with the best care possible. Faith Regional Cardiovascular Institute, keeping a pulse on the hearts of Nebraska for over 2 decades, is the Faith difference.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. If your business needs help financing big-ticket items, visit gocurrency.com for details. And by Custom Sports. Represent your school and look good doing it with Custom Sports.
Swanson Small and Elitzi due up here for the, wrong side of the scorebook there, Andy Glatson. Luke Saxton, Dylan Fuller, Jackson Yeager. But it is Swanson Small and Elitzi due up for the Haymakers in their half of the 5th inning as we get ready to go. Black Sox looking to add on to what's been a pretty nice offensive performance. Just 4 hits each side here, but the difference is the Black Sox have been able to get guys in scoring position and take advantage of it.
It's really been that big second inning, and, I was just about to say, how about Logan Anderson kind of bouncing back after that tough second inning, settling things down. You just mentioned the last inning had a 1 pitch, 1 out to start the 5th inning there. That's always good for a pitcher. And, yeah, he had bases loaded, no outs there a couple of times in that second inning, and now he's going strong.
1-0 inside, so ahead quickly. 2-0 is Luke Saxton, who comes into this one still with no official at-bats in 2 trips to the plate. He got hit by a pitch in the second, walked in the first.
That means you're on board twice, and that, what do we talk about, a key stat? On-base percentage.
3-0 the count now as Saxton looking to see if he can get walked for the second time here, and it's 3-1.
And you love to see that on-base percentage from your number 2 hole hitter and your shortstop in Luke Saxton here for the Black Sox.
3-1.
Ooh, that was good.
In there for a strike, and the count is full. When Saxton walked back in the first, it was a full count.
More than comfortable then, taking a pitch, even with 2 strikes. Goes after that one, comes up empty.
Strikeout number 4, as Andy Klassen said there, and the first since the second inning for Logan Anderson. There's one gone here in the 5th.
Boy, and that shows a lot of confidence there. Anderson going to the curveball with a full count. Just dropped, the bottom just dropped right out of that one. That was a tough pitch for Luke Saxon trying to connect with.
So that brings up the left-handed Dylan Fuller. Right now, over 2 on sacrifices, a ground out and a sacrifice fly that drove in a run back in the second inning. And we kind of talked about that play for a while, Andy. It was just quality hitting.
It really was. Knew what his assignment was, knew what he had to do. Lifted one to left field, well deep enough to bring the guy in from third base.
That one low.
Situational. Yep, situational hitting.
Logan Anderson, aside from that second inning, has really been on, I think, cruise control.
He has really settled down, and that's, we mentioned it while it was happening. That's why head coach Dwayne Hosey elected to leave him in there. Let him work through it, learn some things.
And this one's hit high and deep towards center field. This has a chance, and this will get over the head of Clay in center field. It'll go down as a stand-up double by Dylan Fuller. The throw to third gets away, but they will hold Fuller at second. So Andy Klassen, that was hit. Remember, it's 410 to straightaway center here. Most ballparks, that's way out of here.
And a reminder to everybody, the Corn Belt League's a wood bat league, so he got every bit of this one, lifted this one well to deep center, over the head of the center fielder, as you mentioned, for that stand-up double.
Yeah, that was a moonshot, no doubt about it. So it ends up being just a stand-up double, a conversation between Bishop and Anderson here at the mound. No home runs have been hit by the Black Sox this season, so that would have been the first. So that brings up Jackson Yeager, 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, went down swinging in the first and looking in the second. His strikeout back in the first ended the inning.
Yeah, virtually no wind. At the top of the broadcast, we had kind of a lazy breeze blowing out to dead center left field. Flag just laying there limp on the pole right now. And that's where we saw in the College World Series, where we saw that scoring explosion between Florida and LSU, where we had that dead to center wind really helping those balls lift up and out of the ballpark.
0-1 was inside, 1-1, and now the throw down to third, and they say safe. Getting over there was Dylan Fuller. Boy, I don't know, Andy, that one was close.
At first blink, I thought he might have got him aggressive, but you can do that when you're up by 5 runs. Go ahead and roll the dice and see if you can get a couple of cheap ones.
So runner advances on the wild pitch, and now it puts a runner on third, and the count 1-1. Kick and deal. Getting a piece of it was Yeager off the end of the bat, 1-2.
As you mentioned, Anderson here doing a really good job starting to get ahead of these at-bats, stay ahead, and that allows him to execute different pitches, curveball, breaking ball, go to his fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes, ball in the dirt again, and a count 2-2. Nice job by Bishop to not let that one get too far from him.
Yeah, Bishop did a fantastic job. Once again, moving his feet, keeping the ball pretty much in front of him there, not letting it get to the backstop and let another run come across.
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Jackson Yeager. The 2-2. Lifted foul.
Still ahead with the fastball here is Anderson, but give Yeager a lot of credit, catching up to it, fouling it off, extending the at-bat.
We'll see if he can extend it a little more, maybe get a base hit here and pad this lead for the Black Sox. 2-2, 1 out. Won't do it here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings for Logan Anderson. They didn't have any in the last couple. Now he's got 2 here in the 5th.
Boy, and he has these batters guessing right now for the Black Sox. Used a curveball and a full count for his last strikeout. This time staying with the heater. A little high heater there. Fans the at-bat. Good for another K.
And that brings up Nick DeMonte. His 3rd trip to the plate in the last 4 innings. 3rd of the night. He singled to left, came around to score as well. He started that bat around 2nd inning. flew out to center back in the third and starts this at bat here in the fifth with a pop foul.
2 outs, but you have an opportunity, as you mentioned, runner on third base, only 90 feet away from home.
See if you can drive him in. That runner on third, Dylan Fuller aboard with a long double. Probably got 415 to right center. Count now 0-2.
Hitters count. DeMonte can be selective here. Young man plays for York College.
The 0-2. Ball low, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
So right there, we've seen similar pitches, rung up, called a strike there, but DeMonte being ahead in the count, that allowed him to not even think about it and chasing something he didn't want to.
We'll see if he chases again here. A ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. And this one popped foul again. So Logan Anderson getting into a bit of a routine now. You're sort of seeing him go with the same pitch sequences, batter after batter.
You really are, and you just see his comfort level since that second inning has just gotten better and better, stronger throughout this game.
Sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Anderson up to 5 strikeouts. 2 of those have come here in the fifth. Runner on third could make it a 6-0 ball game. The 1-2, that one low, and a count even at 2 now.
2-2-2, a pitcher's count once again for Mr. Anderson.
Just a bad second inning. Otherwise, a very solid night on the mound for Logan Anderson. Unfortunately for the Haymakers, Trevor Storer has been every bit as good, minus a bad inning. 3 strikeouts, and he's only allowed 4 hits.
Yeah, just right on par for really his performance throughout the season, almost averaging a strikeout per inning.
2-2 ball in the dirt, bounces off the cleat of Bishop, the catcher, and the count full now at 3-2. Second time this inning, the count went full. It first went full against Luke Saxton, the leadoff hitter here in the fifth, and he went down on strike. So Logan Anderson hoping to replicate some of that right here and get David Swanson, Dane Small, and Jack Alitzi a chance to get some hits.
And that was an inside curveball that he got Saxon on the strikeout.
Full count, popped foul, and he went inside curveball again, Andy.
And as you mentioned, he's getting into a rhythm here. He's kind of got a sequence, a comfort level with which he's going to. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes right back to that fastball here coming off a curve.
All 5 runs for the Black Sox in the second inning. And time call at the plate by DeMonte.
He's talking with his dugout here, and I think the umpire wants to brush off home plate.
Yeah, you might need to see that.
Logan Anderson
might need to be able to see home plate. Just a wild guess. Do we have an injury to Bishop?
It does kind of look like he's having words there with assistant coach Zach Young. Grabbing for his left quad there, I believe, stretching it out.
He's made some tough blocks, and he's made a lot of movements that would use that muscle group.
He really has, doing a nice job, as jumping out of his stance to keep the balls in front of him. He saved a couple runs earlier on here and throughout this game.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Our fifth inning brought to you in part by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of your pain, not just the symptoms. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Looks like Bishop is all right to at least finish this at bat or this inning, as DeMonte looks to extend the inning and pad the lead. Full count pitch, pop towards center field, taking a few steps in is Clay, and he puts it away for the 3rd out of the inning. Black Sox strand a runner on 3rd, can't do anything with it. Led to the bottom of the 5th, still 5-0 here on NCN.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the nonstop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, They're also farmers themselves, so protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
There is a hometown touch. You save pharmacy. When we say you save, we mean you save. All part of the hometown touch, where you always feel free to ask. There is a hometown touch. You save pharmacy.
At Elkhorn Valley Bank, we believe in local. It's something we live by. It's something we're proud of. It's helping our neighbors grow like they've helped us. Supporting families, investing in lives, and creating prosperity. Local means making decisions that grow and improve surrounding communities we call home. Investing in our nonprofits and giving back. Elkhorn Valley Bank and Trust, great for you, great for your community.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. There you see David Swanson take a first pitch ball to start the fifth inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Swanson, Small, Elitzi due up here for Dwayne Housie's Omaha Haymakers. 1-1. So first pitch was low, looked close, gets called a ball. Second pitch high, gets called a strike, close. 1-1, chopper hit towards shortstop. Saxton up with it, and a quick first out here in the fifth.
My goodness, Saxton with that gun there at shortstop. Quick exchange from hand to glove, glove to hand, I mean.
The product out of Ellsworth Community College. Doesn't take much time to get it out of his glove.
Doesn't. That's that exchange I was talking about, and it really plays into how Trevor Storer attacks the game from that pitcher's mound. Really likes to use his defense, and we've seen a number of plays executed by his defense from both shortstop and second base.
1 ball, no strikes on the pitch to Dane Small, and it's 1-0. 1-0, this one lifted towards left field, and Fuller not going to be able to get there. Base hit for Small, his first hit of the night. And now the fifth of the ball game for the Haymakers, 1 on, 1 away.
Nice piece of hitting there from the young man. Plays his ball for Sioux Falls University. Small just going down, getting that one, and elevating it over the shortstop, who we just mentioned, and out of the infield into the outfield. Good for a base knock.
1-0 count was the hit for Dane Small, and the first pitch here popped up to right by Elitzi. Over there is Horner, and there's 1 away.
Elitzi tried to get that Texas leaguer, just kind of elevated a little too deep into the outfield and kind of hit him where they were at. Left fielder Dylan Fuller, nice job tracking that one down.
So that brings up Braden Schmeckpepper, just his second trip to the plate. Hit into a fielder's choice back in the third to shortstop, and he comes in with 2 down.
And that was Caleb Horner, the right fielder, that tracked that one down. Kind of got mixed around there.
Horner has had a nice game in right field. Also a nice job at the plate as well. He's got a walk that drove in a run, but I was down 0-2 and went up to walk and get on base there.
Right. Heck of an at-bat. And it's good for an RBI. You know, it doesn't matter. Stats are stats, right? Doesn't matter how you get them.
Schmeckpepper takes a first pitch ball, 1-0. Yeah, and that RBI was just the third of the year for Horner, so a nice night for him regardless.
And he had one hit over his head, and he was able to track it down, keep his eyes on it. Sun might have been affecting him a little bit there in right field, but he was able to go and get it.
1-0 in there for a strike, and it's 1-1. Check back over to first. Small is there.
Just kind of been a replay throughout the evening here. Schmeckpepper has an opportunity, but it'd be a 2-out rally. And we've seen the Haymakers, they'll get base runners, just unable to advance them. And obviously, manufacture some runs.
That ball in the dirt makes it 2 balls and a strike. Trevor Storer has not been dominating him. He hasn't been overpowering. He's allowed about a hit an inning as this one's lifted foul, 2-2.
Looked like a hit and run was on there for the Haymakers.
Did you see that? It just hit the light pole and bounced right back into the field of play.
What are the odds?
Yeah, so if you catch it, is it ruled an out then?
Well, it would be for the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah,
What did we say?
exactly. If we were playing banana ball. Either way, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes as Storer looks to get out of the inning, and this one's hit high in the air down to left field. It had home run distance, but it's foul.
Cleared the fence. Oh, boy. If Schmeckpepper could have straightened that one out, it would have been right back in it.
He has the look on his face. He knew it.
Yep.
He knew it.
Good.
And Storer's having a good laugh with him, too.
It was like, no way, not even close. Well, went over the fence.
It sure did. We'll see if he can do it again here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch pops this one up, heading towards foul ground. It'll get over the fence.
Oh. Nuno tried to make a play on it. He's already kind of flexed how good he is defensively from that catcher position. And it didn't make it foul by much. Only, what would you say, about 4 or 5 feet?
And Nuno was there. He
Yes,
was in position by the time it landed. 2-2, just 3 strikeouts, and we were saying, Andy, not an overpowering night for Storer, but he's been very, very solid.
Effective,
and he's gotten himself out of jams. 1 on here, the 2-2, swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, the throw is down, and the inning is over. A 4th strikeout for Trevor Storer, and the Black Sox continue to put a goose egg up on the board for the Haymakers. We'll head to the 6th. It's a 5-0 Black Sox lead. This is Corn Belt League Baseball on NCN.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures. Out-of-this-world shopping. Star-studded evenings. And award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
New pitcher has come into the ball game for the Omaha Haymakers, and that new pitcher, that would be Easton Barnes. Andy, good night from Logan Anderson on the mound. I mean, just look at it, one really kind of unfortunately bad inning, but now he gives way to harms here.
Yeah, Logan Anderson did a really nice job bouncing back from that tough second inning. He was able to get his command back, keep that velocity up. He really stayed in front of batters, was ahead of batters with that fastball. And then you saw, later in the 4th and 5th inning, he was able to lean on his curveball as well, and he used it a couple times for a couple strikeouts in those later innings.
Yeah, he allowed 5 runs on 5 hits, all 5 runs earned. The numbers on Easton Barnes comes into this one with a 10.0 ERA. We talked about the struggles these two bullpens have had this season. That's an example right there. He's only thrown 2 1/3. He struck out 3, walked 6. So we'll see if he can turn his season around right here. Can't let it get any worse if the Haymakers want to get back into this ball game.
Well, and Barnes does a couple of things here for the Haymakers. He's a first baseman. He also plays some outfield, and obviously he's a relief pitcher as well.
The official numbers on Logan Anderson today. Pitch is 5 innings, allowing 5 runs, all earned on 5 hits. He struck out 5 and walked 2. The 0-1. This one lined towards second and ducking down to make the play. Jack Alisti for out number 1.
Alisti's been pretty handy over there at second base, hasn't he?
I would say so.
Fine plays over there. As you mentioned, really had to crouch down and get that one. Kind of a lazy, if you will, line drive to second base.
We've seen some good infielding tonight. I mean, you look at Luke Saxton on the other side for the Black Sox. I mean, he's been really efficient as well.
Really has been. Clean fielding middle infielders here for really both squads.
Cody Heidenreich lines one towards the Alisti towards second base, but it's into the gap for a base hit. That's hit number 2 on the night for Cody Heidenreich, and he's aboard with 1 out.
Heidenreich, powerful young man, drives that ball right back up the barrel. No doubt about it. Kind of a frozen rope. Didn't leave any chance for Alisti to snag that one.
Yeah, brings up now with 1 out and 1 on Tyler Dunham. Our 6th inning is brought to you in part by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stop into their Lincoln or Grand Island location and help your jewelry dreams come true. First pitch to Dunham is lifted foul. It's 0-1.
These Black Sox hitters, they are aggressive, really going after Barnes, the relief pitcher here, swinging at first pitch consistently here.
No balls and a strike to Dunham. Pitch. Swung on, hit high in the air towards center field. Clay takes a few steps back, and he's able to secure it for out number 2. No movement towards second base for Heidenreich.
Yeah, Clay doing a really good job getting back to that one. It looked like he might have took that first step in and thought better of it, like, oh, I better backtrack a little bit here. Had the speed to go snag it. No problem.
So Caleb Horner comes in. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and an RBI. Be sure to stay tuned after the game for our post-game brought to you by USAVE Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all of our customers. We'll have player and coach interviews, top plays, lots of good stuff coming up after the conclusion of this one. First pitch, changeup, dropped in for a strike.
You might be looking at player of the game. He's definitely a candidate here. Horner doing a really nice job with the leather out in the field. We've already talked about that, and a couple productive at-bats. Had that RBI that he generated through the walk, and you mentioned it, he was down 0-2.
Yeah.
Able to battle back. That was a heck of an at-bat to tack on another run there in the second inning.
That's the tough part about picking player of the game, and this has been such a team effort for the Black Sox,
right,
especially in that second inning when, you know, they had 5 different guys get hits.
You're exactly right, contribute. And, of course, the starting pitcher, Storer, did a fine job, but you wouldn't call it a overwhelming, overpowering job. But, hey, he has 4 Ks and 5 innings of work and has kept everything in front of him. 0 runs have scored. So there's definitely some options to look at here for the Black Sox.
He might be coming back in here for the 6th inning as well. No action in the bullpen for Vern Hasty. The 2-1. Chopper foul evens the count at 2-2.
And the game's not over yet. If Haymakers, you know, catch fired, we've seen that before. We've had some 7, 9-run innings that we've been part of this season. So nothing's out of the question.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And time is called here as Bishop goes out to have a conversation with the new pitcher in the ball game, Easton Barnes. Again, he takes over for Logan Anderson, who, you know, we've said it multiple times, Andy, outside of the second inning was really efficient.
Yeah, he really was. And I'll say it again, that's one of the things I really admire or I like to see from this league. Dwayne Hosey, the head coach of the Haymakers, elected to leave Anderson in there, even though it was bases loaded, no outs. He wanted the young man to try and figure it out and work through it himself. And you see more of those opportunities in these collegiate development leagues than you would like during the season.
Yeah. So Caleb Horner, after the mound visit by the catcher Bishop, gets ready. The 2-2 pitch. Ball in the dirt, bops up, and that will move the runner to second base. as Heiderneich thought about heading for third there as well, but the wild pitch will send him to second, and the count runs full.
Well, it looked like Heiderneich might have been running the whole way anyway. Then the pitch got away. Boy, that really bounced up off the plate. Must have hit it just right.
3 balls, 2 strikes to Caleb Horner now. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Black Sox. No runs, 5 hits, a base-hit inning for the Haymakers.
Black Sox got their rally inning hats going, and it works out. Kind of look like panhandlers there with asking for change or something.
Ball 4, ball in the dirt, puts a runner on. So now runners on first and second with 2 outs for Gordy Nuno. Nuno comes into this one with a run scored and an RBI.
But you really see what he brings to the Black Sox. That is defense from that catcher position. We saw that a couple times here tonight.
Yeah, he's pegged 2 batters trying to steal for second. Nearly had the hat trick as well. Jack Alisti just got in underneath the tag. The throw was there. 1-0. Lifted foul, and it's 1-1.
Excellent comeback pitch there for Barnes. Putting one across the plate, knotting things up at 1-1.
Ball and a strike with 2 outs. Chopper back up the middle, and this might very well score a run. Heiderneich is heading home. He's halfway home before the center fielder Clay even had the ball out of his glove. An RBI single for Gordy Nuno, and that puts the Black Sox up by 6. 6-0 the score.
Put the ball in play, good things will happen. I say just about every broadcast, Sherrill just couldn't get down on it from that shortstop position. Looked like he had a chance to at least kind of stop the bleeding, keep the ball in the infield, unable to get the leather down on the ball.
The runners now on first and second after the RBI single to left.
And that's the insurance run that head coach Vern Hastie's been looking for ever since that little scoring explosion they had in the second inning.
Oh, and 1 the count to Caben Steenbach. That one outside for a ball, 1-1. Two outs, and the pitch to Steenbach swung on and missed. It's 1-2.
There we go. See, now you're seeing some good things here from the relief pitcher, Easton Barnes. He's been able to execute a couple different pitches here in his relief spot.
He's been a pitch away from getting out of the inning in each of the last 2 at-bats. He's got that same situation here, but a wild pitch advances the runners.
That's just it. It's the consistency, right, Jake?
Yeah, and we've talked about that a little bit with Logan Anderson back in the second inning. I mean, that was part of it, is he would get up in counts, but he wouldn't be able to finish the at-bats.
Yeah, he'd just miss inside, leave him high.
The 2-2 upstairs, and the count runs full.
That's okay right there. I kind of like that pitch selection. Leave a high heater up there, see if Steenbach wants to chase it and try and catch up to it.
Three balls, 2 strikes, the kick and deal. Swung on, hit towards center, and that is down for a hit. 1 run is across. Another one will score. A 2 RBI single for the leadoff man, Caben Steenbach. And it's an 8-0 ball game.
And we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, you don't always see a DH bat at the leadoff position, but that's exactly what Vern Hastie, head coach of the Black Sox, has going here with Caben Steenbach. And, boy, when you have a guy that can come up and deliver like that in a spot like that, that's exactly why you see your DH lead off.
So now it's a 8-0 ball game. A long one here by Luke Saxton would put you into run rule range here in the 6th. Did see someone almost earlier hit one out, and that was back in a couple innings ago. That was Dylan Fuller, who nearly knocked one out of here. Straight away center to deep right.
Yeah, and Luke Saxton, big, powerful shortstop here for the Black Sox. You'd have to think he's more than capable of giving one a ride.
Ball gets away from the catcher Bishop here. Another wild pitch, advances another runner.
And I believe you mentioned this earlier in the broadcast, Jake, where you have a pass ball here, a little miff up there, and these runners, they'll advance, and before you know it, they're coming across the plate, and it's an unearned run, and those unearned runs really add up in a hurry.
They sure do, and, we talked about it. It's what can let you get back into a game or what can let one team run away with it. 2-0, runner goes for third. Steenbach, and the throw is thrown into the outfield. Steenbach will come around to score. That'll be an error on the catcher Bishop, and it is now a 9-0 ball game.
And that was just a fantastic piece of base running from Steenbach. Got an excellent jump, on Barnes, a pitcher that probably doesn't have the most experience out there. Easily goes into third, and then off the wild throw, no doubter takes home.
A pitch swung on, hit towards center. Moving to his left is Clay, and he puts it away. 4 runs put up in the 6th by the Black Sox. We will head to the bottom half. It is a 9-0 ball game. This is Corn Belt League Baseball on NCN.
Claybaugh Pharmacy provides you with all the pharmacy options a person would need. As a full-service pharmacy, we give you all the traditional options, but also have the modern technology to maintain your profiles. Maybe you're busy. Head to claybaughpharmacy.com. Click on online refills to get your prescriptions filled from the convenience of your home. Claybaugh Pharmacy and Gift Shop, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Certified Piedmontese Beef, Real Nebraska Beef, Region 4 Behavioral Health System, affordable, accessible, quality mental health and substance abuse services, and by Schaefer's. We're more than just TVs and appliances.
Whether you play on a field, or play on a court, or are running to greatness, during the game and after the game, during the wins and during the losses, City Insurance has you covered. Here to help you insure what matters most. Agri City Insurance.
Trevor Storer is still in the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th, now having a 9-run cushion after 4 runs put up by the Black Sox in their half of the 6th. Cade Reeser, Mitchell Clay, and Alec Villanueva due up here for the Haymakers, and it's a 1-1 count to Reeser, the leadoff hitter.
Yeah, Storer's just kind of been on cruise control, does a really nice job of using his defense. Another excellent executed pitch right there.
Big sweeping curveball there. Stay tuned after the game for our top plays of the game, brought to you in part by Currency. I would bet for the Black Sox side, I think we'll have a lot from the 2nd inning. They put up 5 runs in that frame there as this one's popped over to the first baseman, Heiderreich, for the first out.
Goes back to the curveball. Reeser's able to go down and fish it out, but just a lazy infield pop-up. Easy play for the Black Sox infield.
So that now brings up the 10-hole hitter Mitchell Clay. Just his 2nd trip to the plate tonight. He's 0 for 1.
Boy, that really speaks to the efficiency that we're talking about from the defense and what's happening from the mound out of Trevor Storer here tonight. Black Sox solid defensively.
2 balls, no strikes.
Fouls another one off, starting to catch up to it here.
2 balls and a strike with 1 out. The 2-1, line back up in the middle. Storr nearly secured it, and the throw on to first not in time. Might have been a little rattled by that as he comes into a crouch on the mound.
I think he's hurt a little bit here. Vern Hastie's trotting out there, the head coach of the Black Sox, and check on his pitcher here, Trevor Storr. Right back at him, though. Nearly caught it. Got a little bit of his glove on it.
I think it got him in the chin on the ricochet.
Ouch. Fine piece of hitting, though, from Mitchell Clay, driving that one right back up the at the mound. Teammates give him some encouragement there, and I think you're right. He's kind of holding his chin there off the ricochet. I think it might have.
And they charged that as an error to Storr.
Yeah, you got to help yourself every once in a while, don't you, defensively from the mound?
I guess so. Error now for each side as we get ready for Alec Villanueva to come to the plate for the 3rd time tonight. 1 on, 1 out.
You know, I wonder if that wasn't on the first baseman. I mean, the throw over to first was rushed.
One out for Villanueva with a runner on first. Throw back is not in time to Mitchell Clay.
Not a bad decision to check the runner, as we've seen the Haymakers pretty much had the green light all night. When they get on base, they look to steal.
Pitch outside, 1-0. One and 0 the count, with 1 away and a runner on. Runner goes. Can Nuno get a third? He won't this time. The speed of Mitchell Clay gets him into second base with a stolen base.
Quite the weapon if he can get on base, and I mean that's exactly what you like to see in your center fielder. A lot of times they're the speedster on the squad.
Brings the conventional double play out of the equation. Two and 0. 3 balls, no strikes, as that one drifts away.
Good eye there from Alec Villanueva, taking the pitch. 3 balls, 0 strikes. He's going to be extra selective here, I would guess.
I would say you probably can. Chopper down the third base line, foul.
My goodness, you get ahead 3-0 in a count, and then a high elevated fastball. Looked to me like it was well out of the zone, but that was the pitch Villanueva was looking for, I guess, as he turned on it. You'd think that, might have been ball 4.
3 balls and a strike. See the infielders at the top of your screen trotting around trying to keep Mitchell Clay at bay at second.
I've seen that a couple of times tonight, too. Haymakers taking a timeout after a pause from the mound.
3 balls and a strike. 3-1. Popped into foul territory.
Got room.
Heidenreich, he does indeed, and he squeezes it for the second out.
Boy, that was a big play right there. And I'll go back to that 3-0 count. You did such a good job being selective, not chasing anything out of the zone to get to that point. And then you get a high, what appeared to be out of the zone fastball, pulls the trigger on it, fouls it off, but that just allowed Storr to kind of get back into that at bat. That count gets another foul ball. Good for an out.
Jason Bishop comes in for the 3rd time tonight. 1 of 2, single and a line out to right. First pitch, outside for a ball, 1-0. So, Andy, I got to ask, I wasn't with you for the 4th, but did you throw any certified Piedmontese beef on the grill?
I need to reorder. I'm all out.
You're all out.
Yes.
Well, that's easy to do.
It is.
With certified Piedmontese beef, lean, tender, and delicious, shipped right to your doorstep anywhere in the country. And I got a place you can order at cpbeef.com.
Yeah, so you can actually spell out certifiedpiedmontese.com, but they kind of shortened it up for us. Just cpbeef.com.
2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs. A kick and deal. That is in there for a strike, 2-1.
They usually have different types of boxes, set up for you. So if you want a little of this, little of that, they already kind of have it prefabbed there for you to
do just that.
To order. And you don't have to make a decision, you know what I mean, and say you want this or that. Have a little bit of everything.
There you go. 2-1, swing and a miss, a foul off, 2-2. You wonder if the strike zone is going to start getting a little wider here, knowing the margin of the game.
Well, Blues been pretty consistent here throughout. The umpires have done a fine job, especially behind the plate. But you always do kind of think of that.
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Storer a pitch away from getting out of the inning.
That looked good.
And, well, I don't know if it's getting it might be getting wider. It's not getting any taller or shorter. As
Right.
It's now 3-2. Close pitch on a sinker.
Little surprise there that Bishop took that.
Full count. Upstairs, and it's ball 4.
And that actually wasn't Bishop. That was Cade Ritchie entering into the game, and fine at bat, finds a way, get himself on base.
Gets on base. First trip to the plate.
Right.
So 2 outs, and it brings up Isaac Sherrill, the shortstop out of the 3-hole, Northeastern Junior College product. The pitch. Fouled off straight back, 0-1.
He was looking for that high fastball, just couldn't quite catch up to it.
Stay tuned after the game to see who the player of the game is, brought to you by Nebraska Orthopedic Center. I know Andy and I were talking a couple minutes ago. A couple of candidates here.
Really do.
Still a bit of time to go, but
Might be a defensive all-star here for the Black Sox, as we've seen some really good play, some flashes of the leather here tonight.
the 0-1, that one low, ball and a strike. One and one. Upstairs, and it's 2-1.
For the most part, Sherrill's been very deliberate at the plate. A selective batter, doesn't chase too many things off the plate. Saw it right there, that last pitch.
The 2-1. Swung on, hit into the gap in left center, and there goes the shutout for Trevor Storer. One run is across, a second will score as well, and we've got ourselves a 9-2 ball game.
Oh, and Sherrill kind of overran second base there, lucked out. Those little bobble into third. He was able to motor back to second base. Good for the double, good for 2 RBIs. And we just mentioned it, Sherrill's pretty darn good with the lumber, and he shows you right there, quite the shot to the gap to get the Haymakers on the board.
Yeah, the shutout is gone for Trevor Storer. It looks like Vern Hasty is going to go to the bullpen here. Valiant effort on what was a pretty solid night on the mound for Storer. Here you see coming into your frame, there's Vern Hasty. We'll see if that is it. There is some action in the bullpen here for the Black Sox. Maybe he's going to leave him in, Andy.
He might leave him in, but you are starting to see some action over there from the Black Sox bullpen.
I think he is going to leave his starter, Trevor Storer, in the ball game. Surrendered his first 2 runs of the game here. You know, the other side of this is obviously you know how many players have pitched already today.
Right.
For the Black Sox, it might have been all right, can you give us a little bit more? We're going to try and save the bullpen a little bit.
I think you're exactly right, and that's what head coach Vern Hasty's probably saying. Look, we just need one more out. Get one more out. We got a guy on second base. If you can just keep doing what you've been doing as far as using your defense, utilizing the ground ball, the ground out, that would fit us just fine right here.
Kick and deal for First pitch swung on and missed by Blake Peabody. 0-for-2, a strikeout in the second, and a ground out to shortstop in the fourth.
Doesn't it kind of feel like the Haymakers understand that he likes to start with that high fastball, but they just can't lay off
Can't
of
adjust, yeah. The high fastball has been a popular pitch for pretty much everybody that's come into the ball game. The 0-1 outside, 1-1. Ball and a strike to Peabody. Upstairs, 2-1.
And this is another scenario that Trevor Storer hasn't really had to deal with too much throughout, and that's pitching from the stretch. That guy in scoring position, he's had a pretty clean game, as you see a bunch of goose eggs really across the board there for the Haymakers, except for right now, a 2 RBI shot from shortstop Isaac Sherrill.
2-1, swing and a miss, 2-2, and a throwback to second, and almost more of a saving play by the shortstop Saxton. I know Grady Nuno was probably trying to throw out the runner at second base, Sherrill, but the throw got a little out of hand. I think the mission then became prevent this from getting into the outfield.
Right. But it was a really nice job from Saxton to get over there and not allow anything to happen.
A 2-2, fouled off right side.
Got in on the hands. Did Storer there, tied up Peabody. And we have seen it. Sherrill, he's an aggressive runner, kind of overran second base there on his double, but was able to motor back safely into second.
The 2-2. Ripped down the left field line and over the glove of Dunham, the third baseman. It's ruled a fair ball. A run scores. It's 9-3.
I tell you what, that was a heck of an at-bat from first baseman Blake Peabody. He was behind, swinging at things out of the zone. He's able to calm himself down, pull one down the third baseline over the extended glove of Dunham there for the Black Sox. Good for an RBI.
An RBI drives in a run. It's third run scored this inning. Still Storer on the mound. There is some activity in the bullpen here for the Black Sox. Pitch, a little chin music thrown in the way of David Swanson, 1-0. Two outs with a runner on first. RBIs in the last two at-bats. 3 runs have scored in that span, and it's 2-0.
Inside. Gonna have to get that location back on track here is Trevor Storer.
The 2-0. Ball low, and it's 3-0.
Boy, that follow-through is just a little unorthodox. Kind of felt like he might have overthrown that one. He's going to take a moment, grab the rosin bag there, try to regather himself.
Three balls, no strikes, and taking all the way is Swanson, 3-1.
This has definitely been the longest inning that Trevor Storer has had to deal with here.
Right. Had allowed a hit an inning to this point. 3-1 chopper towards third. This should end the inning. The throw over to Heiderreich at first, and it will. So 3 runs go across in the 6th as the Haymakers get on the board. We'll head to the 7th. 1 inning to go, 9-3 Black Sox.
At Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk, their focus is on you. As the leading provider of optometry with advanced diagnostics and equipment, they can ensure your eye health is their top priority. A quick glance at their frame area will show you that you can have style as well as function, with plenty of frames to choose from. Their mission is to educate patients and provide cutting-edge technology and exceptional service with personalized care. Come to Unity Eye Centers in Norfolk to clearly see the difference. Why? Because your eyes deserve it.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. And the big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
is more than a place. It is a feeling, a refuge, a comfort, and the home lending team at Madison County Bank knows how important it is to you to have a house that feels like a home. Building, remodeling, buying, or renting, no matter your home situation, stop into Madison County Bank to see how we can help you achieve your goal. Madison County Bank, here to help you grow. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dylan Fuller comes into the ball game as he will lead things off here for the Black Sox. And remember what he did his last trip to the plate. Andy Klassen, Dylan Fuller nearly hit one out is what he did his last trip to the plate.
Yeah, you can just see the left-handed batter up there. He's a powerful young man looking to get one of those runs back here in the top of the seventh.
9-3 our score. First pitch to Fuller is outside. Easton Barnes still in the ball game on the mound. 1-0 the count. Kick and deal. Fuller rips one down the line.
Ooh.
Gobbled up by Peabody over at first, and he steps on the bag. 3 unassisted.
Excellent job there from Blake Peabody. Not only getting over there in front of it, but see how he used his shoulders, his whole body to block that ball. Knew he had time being the first baseman there. A bit of a wild hop, and being a big guy like that gives you
Took it out of the chin.
Yeah, surface area there to kind of keep it in front.
Yep. Jackson Yeager looking to turn his night around. He is the only player to have struck out every time he's gone to the plate. He takes a ball outside, 1-0. Struck out swinging in the first and the fifth, went down looking as the final out in the second inning.
Trying to give him the reverse broadcaster curse there.
We'll see if it turns it around. 1-0 is low, 2-0, so already some improvement.
He's in a really good spot here. The cleanup hitter for the Black Sox, up 2-0 in the count.
Two and 0. Wind and deal. Inside, and it's 3 balls, no strikes.
And we've seen this at times from Easton Barnes, that location. Relief pitcher here for the Haymakers.
Taking all the way and taking ball 4 is Jackson Yeager. And he is aboard with 1 on and 1 out after the ground out to first base. So it brings up Nick DeMonte, who started that big rally back in the second inning. And that was really the only flub on the score sheet for Logan Anderson.
He's behind that one. Nice fastball to start off the at-bat for Easton Barnes here, relief pitcher.
No balls, 1 strike. Wind and deal. Popped up. This one coming right towards us here.
Oh!
And there you hear it right off the window. Our 7th inning is brought to you in part by Columbus Community Hospital. Experience excellence at Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority.
That was right at us. We wouldn't have had the window. I think you might have caught it.
I might have had a shot at it. You could have caught it too. Or would you have backed off?
No, I would have went, but it was to your side.
It was to my side. That is true. The 0-2 is popped up into the cotton candy sky here at J.J. Isaacson Field, and Schmeckpepper puts it away for out number 2.
Yeah, just kind of a defensive swing there from DeMonte, just trying to put the ball in play. Lifts it just a little too much, as you mentioned, to the cotton candy sky. Pink at night, Sailor's Delight.
There you go. And is it red sky at Morin, Sailors take Warren?
That's what I've heard, but, I'm kind of landlocked here being from Nebraska, so.
Yeah.
It's all hearsay for me.
Well, the Platte River can create some weather patterns, can't it?
I don't think there's too many sailboats heading up and down the Platte.
Might be a little shallow. 1-0 the count to Dane Mediger, who's made some nice plays with his glove tonight. The 1-0 upstairs, 2-0.
Manager, another young man that plays his ball for Northeast Community College, much like Trevor Storer, the starting pitcher here tonight. Seems like the Hawks always have a couple of really good players that participate in the Corn Belt League year in and year out.
2-0 upstairs, 3-0. Two outs with a runner on first. It's been a couple of 3-0 counts already in this inning. This is the second one. See if taking all the way is what Dane Mediger decides. And did he call a strike? He did. So the home plate umpire did call a strike, so it is 3-1. 3 balls and a strike. The 3-1. Ripped down the third base line underneath the legs of Villanueva. Runners on first and second with a 2-out single there for Mediger.
Mediger, quite a shot. Really ripped that one down the third base line. A little too much to handle for Villanueva.
You got to think the mission here is to score a run if you're the Black Sox, because obviously you've got the bullpen situation. You don't know who's going to be available, who's going to be fresh. Trevor Storer obviously running on fumes as well, closing in on 100 pitches. So run support here does not hurt.
No, it doesn't. You'd like to get one of those run backs. You gave up 3 there in the 6th. Like to get one back here at the top 7th.
Cody Heidernight coming into the plate. And, of course, stick around after the game. Once this one is said and done, for our coach's postgame interview brought to you in part by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway in Sarpy County at GoSarpy.com.
Oh, boy, what do we have here? It looks like the catcher's a Bishop. I don't know if he got hit in the head or what.
Well, I wonder. I was reading the sponsor, so I didn't get a good look at what happened, but he's walking it off. He's had a tough night behind there, Andy. I mean, he's taken a lot off the shin. He's taken a lot off the knees, had to move around a lot back
and you're
there.
seeing that wrap on his left thumb and wrist there. And he's really kind of working it, trying to stretch it out maybe. I don't know if he got clipped again here. Let's take a look. I just think that pitch hit that thumb in a way, just another little bit of a stinger. Because right away he started shaking that left hand.
As we said, he's been a grinder back there tonight.
It's kind of a mindset all those catchers have, isn't it? You know.
0-1 the count after the first pitch strike. Runners on first and second here with 2 down. The 0-1. Hit towards left. Playable for Reeder. And he dropped it.
Oh, no.
2 runs. Well, no, 1 run will score. And I don't quite know what happened there.
I'm not sure. Just, I guess, didn't look it into his glove. Got there in plenty of time, and Yeager was running all the way, so he came in to score, and they got that insurance run back.
They sure did. Now a 10-3 ball game.
I mean, this was a high fly, lifted well into the air. Oh, yeah, it just looked like it went right through his glove. My goodness. Tough night. Tough night for the Haymakers.
The pitch here upstairs, 1-0.
Boy, that's where you could really help out a relief pitcher like Barnes. You know, he doesn't have as much experience as other pitchers across the league, and he gets a 2-out high fly and unable to get an out from it.
1-0 grounder, and it goes off the leg of the shortstop, Sherrill, and another run scores, and it's 11-3.
Boy, and off the ricochet there, it looked like it might have had a chance as you had the second baseman covering Lesty, but just unable to make the play.
So that goes down as an error. So 2 errors in the inning, now 3 in the game.
Boy, you just kind of feel bad for Barnes, the relief pitcher here. He should be out of this inning by now.
First pitch is on its way to Caleb Horner. And that was a swing and a miss at a strike, 0-1.
Big Bruiser was looking for that high cheese. He got it. Couldn't quite catch up to it.
The 0-1. Ball in the dirt, gets away from Bishop. Moving over to third is Heidrenike. Ball and a strike to Caleb Horner. Upstairs, 2-1.
Horner getting back in front of the count here after swinging at that first high fastball.
2-1. That one in there for a strike, and it's 2-2.
2-2 once again here for Easton Barnes.
Let's see if they can get out of the inning this time.
Right.
An error on each of the last 2 plays. One in left field that allowed a run to score, and another over at shortstop. This one popped into foul territory. Peabody, with a full head of steam, will run out of room.
Unable to quite catch up to it here. New life for Caleb Horner. Once again, out of Midland University, one of many Warriors participating in this game here tonight. It kind of feels like, yeah, you want to talk things over with Barnes, but yeah, you almost think Jason Bishop wants to take a little break as well as he walks the ball out to the mound coming off the foul.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Caleb Horner trying to continue the inning. The 2-2. Ground ball, playable, then they'll take the force out at second, and that will end the inning. 2 insurance runs come back, and it is headed into the bottom of the 7th, 11-3 our score.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
A new year, a fresh start, a resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Welcome back to J.J. Isaacson Field. 3 outs away are the Omaha Black Sox from finishing this one off. Tyler Levy has come into the ball game to get presumably the couple of final outs here. Final line on the night for Trevor Storr: 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 strikeouts, and he walked 3.
Yeah, got touched up just a little bit there in the 6th inning, but really overall a really nice night. And, from your starting pitcher, your team, all they want from you is an opportunity to win the game. And that's exactly what Trevor Storr gave to the Black Sox here tonight. Now we're going to see a new pitcher here. Young man that's stepped in and stepped up for the Black Sox as a relief pitcher.
Tyler Levy, that pitcher, and the first pitch he delivers fouled off right side. Dane Small, Jack Alisti Braden Schmeckpepper coming up to bat here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to pull what would be one of the bigger comebacks of the year. 8 runs in the Corn Belt League. The kick and deal. That one inside, ball and a strike.
Now, I remember Mr. Levy. He's got a couple of championships under his belt, Corn Belt championships, because he played for the Filth Ballers past couple of years. I also recognize him in that blue hat. That's a Peru State Bobcat hat.
This one popped up high in the air to left field, playable for Fuller, and there's one gone.
Always got to give a lot of love to my alum.
There you go.
The Peru State
that's
Bobcats.
Bobcats, correct?
That's right.
Go Bobcats. And you were an athlete there, is that right?
Yes, I played 4 years of football down there, had a wonderful time. It actually kind of kept me on a schedule, and I felt that really helped me in the classroom as well, being a part of a team and kind of kept yourself accountable to the team.
And a little bit of chin music ducking out of the way of that one as Jack listed. Were you a wide receiver?
Defensive back.
Defensive back,
Yep.
Okay.
Started special teams my first 2 years, full-time starter on defense my junior and senior year.
Very nice. How were the teams then?
Oh, we were excellent. I mean, we were so good. We had a couple good seasons, 7, 8-win seasons, and then my senior year, I think we only had 3 or 4 wins.
Gotcha. 2-0 the count. Nuno will go out and have a conversation with Tyler Levy, who comes in relief of the starter, Trevor Storer.
Tell you what, Tyler Levy's not afraid to throw the heat, that's for sure. And that's how, your traditional closeout pitcher, that's usually his job. Come in with a hot fastball.
2-0. First pitch after the mound visit is a sinker in there for a strike, 2-1. 2-1. Grounded towards shortstop, and the ball slips out of the glove of Saxton, and another error.
That's too bad because Saxton's made a couple of fine plays over there at shortstop there and just kind of lost the handle bringing out the glove. I mean, he had to charge it the whole way there, but unable to convert.
Braden Schmeckpepper comes in 0 for 2 on the night, a fielder's choice with a ground out, and he struck out as well. One out, one on in an 11-3 ball game. And upstairs, and Levy troubling to get that ball down quite a bit. He needs to get it down.
Schmeckpepper's like, no, thank you.
1 ball, no strikes. Check swing, and he did not go 2-0. Oh, he did go around, they say.
I think the umpire was saying it caught the inside portion of the plate, painted the corner.
It was a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner goes, grounder hit towards second. This is going to be a tough play, but a makeable one. Now a throw down to third, and the ball game got him.
Wow.
And this ball game is over. A double play to end it, and the Black Sox win it 11-3. Andy will head downstairs. We'll have more of our post-game coverage coming up. Players interviews, coaches interviews, and our top plays all coming up on NCN. 11-3, the final. Black Sox pick up the win.
My dad's addiction and death from overdosing on opioids has taught me it's likely that everybody knows somebody who is struggling with this very problem. Losing my mentor, my best friend, he took 1 pill too many that ultimately killed him.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've vetted a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
The postgame show on NCN is brought to you by You Save Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech Program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech Program and become part of the Landmark difference.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it. Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes, the wedding band, so we'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
Experience what banking local feels like. Bank of the Valley is owned and managed by the people within our community. This means our decisions are made right here by people who care about you and the communities we serve. Knowing our customers personally helps our experienced team provide the best solutions as your banking needs and goals change. Stop into our newest branch in Schuyler, Nebraska, or visit any of our other bank locations in person or online. Bank of the Valley. Together, we go further.
We feel it at the grocery store, when we pay our cable bill, or purchase our favorite coffee. Costs are on the rise. That's not true with electricity. For the past 10 years, customers in communities served by Nebraska Public Power District have enjoyed no annual overall rate increases. So, considering how electricity powers our everyday, it remains a great value. Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us.
$11 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Omaha Black Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, 3 errors for the Haymakers as the Black Sox win it tonight 11-3. Andy Klassen standing by with head coach Vern Hasty.
Thank you, Jake. Stand here by Black Sox head coach Vern Hasty. I mean, it seems like every time we get one of your teams, you end up with we end up interviewing you here.
Tell you what, we need to play on every Thursday night, huh?
That's the name of the game, right? Hey, you guys got out to that lead early on. You had a big second inning. Then you were kind of able to kind of put it in cruise control there. What was kind of the mindset, or what led to that explosion there of scoring in the second?
Well, second, the kids just started hitting the ball in the last 3 or 4 games. I mean, last night we had 10 hits. The night before we had 16 hits. Kids, I guess you call Black Sox magic. The hit parade goes on, and like you say, we had a good inning that second inning and got that lead and just didn't score again for a few innings, but we played good defense and we got some good pitching, so we were cruising like you say.
And that's exactly where I wanted to go with it. Trevor Storr, a young man out of Northeast Community College, had a solid performance for you guys here tonight.
Yes, he did. That's his second. He wanted to finish the game, but we had a pretty good lead, and I wanted to get Tyler an inning in there, but you're right. Trevor threw a heck of a game, and this was the second outing in a row that he's done an outstanding job.
And I saw you kind of celebrating with your team there. It looks like you guys are having a lot of fun. Kind of a tale of 2 seasons. You start out 1-8, won 5 of your last 6. What's been the key to that turnaround?
I'll tell you what, we started out 2 weeks ago, we were in the cellar in 8th place, and now I think we might be in 4th, looking to get to 3rd place. But I will say that these Black Sox players, they have a lot. We'll just call it personality, and they're a lot of fun to be around. They keep me young.
Another big personality is the player of the game, Caben Steinbach. Really nice night of the night. What did you see from him tonight?
I'll tell you what, Caben has been the last 3 or 4 games, he's been hitting the ball well. I think he's had, 10, 11, 12 hits in the last 3, 4 games, and he's just making solid contact, and he's doing a great job. He's really been a catalyst for us.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Caben Steenbach, 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. What was your mindset at the plate here tonight?
Well, I'm going to be honest. That first at bat in the leadoff spot, I really wanted to go yard first pitch, but that didn't happen. I got an unfortunate strike 2 call on me, and it kind of took the at bat away. But after that, I had to settle down and just go right back up the middle, and that's what I did twice today. So, yeah.
And what does that say about, like, your role, you know, on the offensive side? You're a DH, one of those extra hitters, but you start on the leadoff spot. You don't always see that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I been batting 3-hole most of the time and been hot, like Vern said, so he moved me up to the leadoff spot, and it's been working out real well for me. I think I have 5 or 6 hits in the last 3 games, so it's been working out well, and, you know, I'm feeling good up there, feeling real confident. Know I can get a run on the board or whatever, get on base, so, yeah.
You guys batted around there in the second inning, put up 5 runs. You were part of that. What went into that about, and from your perspective, what led to that kind of scoring explosion there that got you guys on the right track?
Yeah, unfortunately, well, fortunate for us, their pitcher kind of exploded a little bit and was struggling a little bit, and we were energetic, and I think we got in his head a little bit bloop here, bloop there, and a good hit, and, you know, it just kind of led to one thing to another, and a good inning that we kind of cruised through the rest of the game with.
Mentioned there to Coach Hasty, it's really been a tale of 2 seasons for you guys. You know, you started out 1-8, not the way you wanted to start, but you've bounced back, winning 5 of your last 6. From your perspective, what has been the biggest change?
Well, you know, when you start out struggling that much, you really have to build a bond with your team. Otherwise, the game just doesn't become fun. And I think right now we have the best chemistry out of everyone in the Corn Belt, and I think that's helped us come back, help us start off hot this second half, and I'm ready to roll with it.
What's got to continue for you guys to continue your winning ways?
We got to keep hitting. We're hitting good right now. We got to keep going with that. Assuming, you know, pitching stays well. Pitching's been really great. I think we can roll on to the tourney, and I think we can make some noise.
Caben, congratulations on a fine night tonight.
Thank you.
All right, let's send it back up to you, Jake, in the booth to wrap this one up.
All right, thank you very much, Andy Klassen. Thanks, Caben. Thanks to Coach Hasty as well. An 11-3 final. Like what they had to say there. I mean, this team has turned it around in the second half and very, very likely to possibly make some noise in the second half of the season. They made a lot of noise tonight. Let's take a look at some of the noise they made in our top plays. Omaha Black Sox and the Omaha Haymakers. 7-10 were the Black Sox coming into this one. 8-10 after the win now. Haymakers fall to 6-11. Remember, 9-2. The Black Sox lost earlier today to the Red Raiders. Our top plays start in the second inning. This is off the bat of Cody Heiderneck, dribbles one towards the right side of the outfield. He scores a run. That was one of 2 RBIs he would drive in. This would be a 5-run inning. We go back to the top of the second. Steenbach drives one to the left side. That's down for a base hit. That's who we just heard from. He drives in a run. He drives in Tyler Dunham. Continuing here in the second, again, a 5-run inning. This one popped up by Dylan Fuller to left field. Good piece of hitting. Swung at the first pitch, drives in a pinch run, and it was a 5-0 lead after 2 for the Black Sox. Head to the third. Look at this play on the infield. Terrific dive and put out by Dane Mediger. Just beats the throw. Is able to get it over to first base. We head back to the 6th inning now. 5-0. Still no runs had been scored by the Black Sox since that explosion in the second. Heidernight comes around to score on a base hit up the middle. That would make it an 8-0 ball game. Next up, Steenbach. Again, we heard from him in the postgame. Drives one to short center field. Drops it right in between the center fielder and the second baseman. Coming around to score is Caleb Horner. Also the pinch runner coming in to score there as well. That was Dominic DeMauro. Big lead continues. Haymakers not going to go away quietly. Trevor Storer stays in the ball game. This is a 2 RBI double off the bat of Isaac Sherrill. Drives one to the left center field gap. He scores both Clay and Bishop, and it's a 9-2 ball game. We head to the 7th. Black Sox hoping they can get some runs back. They would do that in their half of the 7th. How about this double play? Here's one that dribbles to the middle of the infield. Not how a double play usually starts. They get the out at first. Runner tries to get to third to stretch it out. The play is there, and that is how it would end. 11 runs, 9 hits, pair of errors for the Black Sox. 3 runs, 7 hits, a trio of errors for the Haymakers. 11-3 is the final, and that will do it from J.J. Isaacson Field in the beautiful city of Omaha. Again, a big thanks to our presenting sponsors, Currency, Faith Regional Health Services, and Liberty First Credit Union. For Andy Klassen, I'm Jake Bartecki. Thanks to Connor, Danny, and Tyler, and all our crew here at News Channel Nebraska for all their hard work. We'll talk to you next Thursday. Good night, everyone.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.